Yo, 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 yo. All right, we're live on YouTube as of right now. Luis has not hopped back in just yet. I am going to send some messages out, let a few people hop in. All right. And so, Henry, this is our second weekly live stream. You hopped in last week. What'd you think about the one that we did last week and how everything
And it was good. We definitely got a lot of engagement. That's what we like to see. We're all about the engagement from the people.
Right.
Definitely get different individuals on here with different backgrounds. That we kind of all had a similar agreement on certain topics, and then we had different perspectives. So it was definitely a good conversation we had. I had to cut out a little early because it was had things going on. But today I plan on being on for the entire call, or at least I hope to be. But I think it was a good call. We definitely appreciate all the engagement we got, and we hope to keep going forward with this and get as much engagement as possible. And that's what we for. We here to start the
So,
conversation.
so Gabby just entered the group. Gabby joined us last week. We're going to Henry was just talking about last week. So Gabby, how'd you think about last week's live stream and how everything went?
Oh, it was really fun. I really liked it. Hi guys. Hi everybody.
Come on,
I'm
Gabby.
not sure who's here and who's not. It just
Yeah,
jumped in.
so right now it's the three of us, and then one of the guys from the network is supposed to be hopping in. Well, he was in, and then he signed out. I don't know. He's having some sign-in issues or whatever. But while we're here and on the conversation, I am wearing my Scarecrow's Wish shirt. And oh, Henry has his on too. Scarecrow's Wish is our conspiracy facts podcast where we break down conspiracy theory versus conspiracy fact. We've done a bunch of different episodes. Our actually best episode of last year, I actually do have a Mogul Minds hat on too, but because it's white and gold, it's shining a little bit hard there, so it's hard to see. Um, we do have a few different people that may be hopping in on this call today. We want to talk again. We want to focus on current events. But before that, I do want people to definitely get a chance to go and check out our latest episode if you haven't yet. I actually threw up a clip of it on Instagram. So I'll always do that to let the listeners know and see. And that was the episode we released this week was our episode with Troy Trouble Jones. He is number 7 kickboxer in the world. He's a pro fighter for Glory Kickboxing. We talked about a couple of things during his episode. We also have bits. We also have the full episode up on YouTube right now. Where as we're going through the actual podcast and we're doing the interview, we're showing highlights of his fight. This video can't be monetized, but it is what it is. Edwin and I hosted this episode with Troy. He's a monster, man. I'm not number 7 in the world at shit. So just to be number 7 in the world at anything is just fucking dope. And he has, interesting perspective on a lot of different things that we touched on. So I definitely want the people to go ahead and check that episode out, streaming everywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and end that screen share though. And it looks like Dan, he is the guy who produces or engineers our podcast.
AK
So
Profit.
yeah, aka producer profit. He also makes fire beats. And while we got Dan on the line, Dan, before you hop off today, make sure that we play some of that fucking heat you got, Dan.
What's
I can't
good,
hear you,
Dan?
Dan. No mic.
What's good, Dan? Dan, aka Profit, producer, artist, part of
You, You could
a
tell
good,
he's young as shit because he never had to
yeah,
use Zoom for
part
nothing.
of a good young trio of artists that I've come to meet. They're great musicians. He's a very talented individual. I actually asked him to um teach my son some musical. Like he can play the guitar and piano, things like that. And so I'm
So
definitely having him do that. So,
that is a service that Dan
Dan, what's
provides
good,
through
my
the
boy? What's
network.
good, youngin?
Dan, we can't hear you, sir. No,
You're
we still
muted,
can't
Dan.
hear you.
We
Oh,
got
now
it.
we
We
can hear
got it.
you.
Yeah, we can
Okay,
hear you now.
sorry. There
Look
were
at
so
that.
many little like technical error things that I had to go through just now. But yeah, I appreciate the introduction. I'm Dan. I also go by Prophet. I do a lot of stuff here with the network. And
You
yeah,
actually
Fucking
did meet.
profit.
Yeah,
yeah,
yes, sir. You like that producer name, right? And you actually did meet our the last person who hopped in here, Channing, aka Silky Harris, another gentleman who's done Real Talk Chicago, because he's just another young mogul out here making his moves. So we wanted to make sure to spotlight him. And
yeah. Shout out Tanner.
you can definitely
Yo, we should have had Kanye for president. It would have been way easier.
so much easier. Uh,
That's
so
that's my intro.
that's the inside joke for those who listen to the podcast. You'll already know Channing's episode actually ended with a beat or like we call it that a song done
Yeah, it's the
by
song.
it's a song, right? Okay, so a song done by Dan called Kanye for President. This is an episode that we did with Channing. Obviously, it was winter. It was summer since we're wearing short sleeve everything, and it's like
And I wear that
36
fly
degrees
ass
right now.
shirt all year round. It's always a goddamn luau when I'm in town.
That makes me feel like you're a Charlie Sheen
You know
fan.
how to do the audio here?
Hey, mute
My
yourself, Dan.
man's was winning for a bit. He
Um,
just took a hell of a fall.
I mean, he had that tiger blood. That thing was
The
working
bigger
for him
you
for a little
are,
bit.
the harder they fall. He needs to have that dragon energy though, not the tiger blood. That was his problem.
That which is funny to me. Isn't that what Kanye said on Joe Rogan's podcast?
Yeah, it was between. That's why he fucked with Trump. That dragon energy.
Right. So I'm gonna play a little news clip just as we get started talking about these current events. So this is a show. Gabby's been on this live stream last week. Henry's been on the live stream. Channing, you're the new one, and Dan wasn't on last week. Also, his producing partner Picasso did hop on. So we are gonna make sure to showcase some One Light Records tracks that they've been working on, and we're also this upcoming Friday. Nope, that's tomorrow. Saturday. We are doing a live stream. We have an arcade. Hey Dan, if you turn around the camera on the studio phone so that they can see the arcade, turn around the camera. Like I don't like there's a little camera button. I mean, you guys speak computer. You should know how to do that.
Double tap that
Great.
motherfucker.
All right, boom. So this is an arcade that we've had built. It's a custom arcade. We wanted one of them old school joints, and the homie B-Len Artistry, he's coming to paint that bitch this Saturday. We're gonna live stream that while also doing a listening party for One Light Records and some of the tracks that they got going on. So that's gonna be a thing. So for everybody who's interested, definitely join in.
It's it's
I'm
funny that
gonna
you
go
mentioned the
ahead.
arcade game because for my birthday I went to Vegas and ended up partying with the grandson of the guy who invented the like whole pinball machine ordeal.
Oh, shit,
No
was he
way.
So
balling?
yeah, so he was in Vegas because they had like put his grandfather's like machine in like one of those Hall of Fames for all the arcade shit down there. I was like, all right, well you buy next round, fuck out of here.
And that's how you do when you're in the room with a baller. Gabby, you know. I feel like all women have come across some dude that you know he had it, so you just, you're buying, buddy.
Eh.
I feel like it's more rare for men to. The one time I really came across that was with this gay dude who literally thought he was gonna buy me enough drinks to talk me into being gay, and I was like, "Challenge accepted, buddy."
So
And I won.
I don't
So
like drinking that much.
I'm gonna go. Oh, you got to try this this THC butter I got, Channing. I know you're going to be able to work magic with it because I have seen some of those silky edibles that just look phenomenal. I just don't eat sweets.
Yeah. Make sure to check out at Silky Edibles or go directly to silkyedibles.com for your gourmet edibles. But yeah, I've heard that you had some cannabis butter out here on the streets. You know, nobody can be in my market and you don't think I hear about it. You know, I heard you dropped off some brownies somewhere that I don't appreciate either. You know what I'm saying? Don't be coming in my market and think I don't hear about it.
You got to allow the people to test
Look,
and sample.
what Frank and Lucas say, this is like Pepsi. You feel me? This is a brand. You don't mess with the brand. You feel me?
But there are always
look at these
ways
gems. Look at these gems
intermingle.
between Dragon fucking blood and energy to the Frank Lucas. Come on, man.
People don't even know who Frank Lucas is. For those of you who are newer to American Gangsters, you can go check out the movie American Gangster. Denzel Washington plays a guy who actually existed. Now, I know Henry and a lot of hood guys that I know have a similar opinion about Frank Lucas on the back end, and their whole thing is, at the end of the day, he was a snitch. It doesn't matter if he was snitching on the police, to the police.
Yeah. While we talking about the last days of a man, my man's was already GOAT status, so you know he still changed the game. That's like talking shit about that's like talking shit about Jeff Bezos after we're done with Amazon. You know what I mean? Being like, but
right.
remember, you know, he still was a divorcee that paid his wife $1 billion. Like, that's minimum.
He paid her $1 billion to keep them secrets. He probably got some skeletons.
Frank Lucas was a genius and he made a lot of money. But we're talking about gangsters. He snitched. So you have to analyze them from two different perspectives. But he definitely was a GOAT and a smart individual. He definitely was a pioneer in the game.
I would use the verbiage titan of industry.
Would you say anyone that exploits corruption within the police department, is that a snitch or really just true to the streets? Because he exposed a lot of the police department that were actually crooked. So are you snitching or are you exposing? You know, so that's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess.
It's an interesting question, and it's actually a question that they ask in the Boondocks. So I'm gonna play a little clip real quick, since that's what we do on this live stream. Again, this is not content that we claim to have created. This is content. Oh, and Luis just hopped in. Luis is our before he was our what do you call it, resident Mexican, and now there's both Henry and Luis. So we're getting more and more diverse. We have an Asian, he just doesn't podcast ever. And oh shit, is that
Isaiah?
Bruce?
You need to bring all the like Balkan in. Like, what's going on? I feel some racist shit going on here.
No, last week it was both you and I just ain't here this week. I don't know. You got to take that up with I feel lonely. Representing. That's why we had Dan. We needed a little bit less color, so we added Dan in real quick. All right, so just the proverbial question that we were talking about.
I'm listening.
Wait, can you guys hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, so Dan said he could hear, but he's here, so that might not be an accurate depiction. So I'm gonna share that again. Oh shit, Vino hopped in. Vino has rapidly become one of our regulars. Vino, we're gonna get to the nonsense and foolery that you're always good for.
What's good, Vino?
Shortly here.
What's up, y'all? What's up?
But Vino, we were talking about Frank Lucas because Channing, he has many companies, one of which he was just talking about being a titan of industry, being a boss, and he brought up Frank Lucas as a reference. And I kind of got a feeling that you and Henry may share opinions here.
I brought up not fucking with the brand as the reference.
You did. Like Pepsi.
It's just so happy. Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit, Bruce is here too.
Oh shit, let Bruce
gotta feel hella white right now.
Hey, I feel great. I feel great in this great company. Don't even whatever. I'm fine.
Thank you, Gabby.
Dude, Isaiah, when has this been a problem? I just want to ask, because
Oh no! I'm a racist. So I'm always thinking about race. So I just wanted to make it as awkward as possible because I'm not an angry racist. I'm just a racist who acknowledges it.
I just want to say hi to Bruce because I haven't seen him in 15 years?
Oh,
Bruce,
Bruce,
my
we
boy,
can't hear
you
you. You gotta
muted.
unmute yourself, bro.
Bruce, my boy, was good.
What's up? Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. We can hear you
Yeah.
now.
Man, how you doing? Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Man, it's been a minute. I know, right?
It's been a minute. It's been a
So,
minute.
Bruce, Vino, you and Vino just hopped in. Everybody introduced themselves. Vino, I asked everybody else that was on last week's call how you felt about last week's call and how you think everything went.
Shit went lit, bro. Like I always have a good time, man. And shit was, I love it. I even wore my shirt today. I got my shirt on.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's what we like to see right there. That is a fire shirt right there.
I think I need a shirt. Wink,
Yeah,
wink, Isaiah.
I think I made that shirt.
You got two options. You either got to come by the studio and I can personally make you one, or you guys can always go to mogulminds.net, hit that little shop button, and we got all types of shit on there.
I was just going to ask you, so that's great.
Oh, and I'm going to make it a point to show the website and show the people. But one of the things we were talking about was just Frank Lucas and how it's interesting how I feel as though a lot of hood guys kind of respect the man's hustle, but view him as a snitch at the end of the day. So before I show the little clip, I want to know you guys' opinions on that, Bruce, Vino.
Yo, it's crazy you bring him up. We just watched American Gangster like recently. And I'm just sitting there watching like, man, he done drug his whole family into this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's definitely how we view it. Like, yeah, he did his thing, but he snitched in the end, you know what I'm saying? But that's I mean, but for I guess snitching comes with, you just gotta look at his situation. He was Frank Lucas. Like, come on now. Like, he was already at the top.
Yeah, if you at the top, it's kind of hard. You just gotta.
It's different. It's different when you at the top.
So the question that got brought up then was that initial Boondocks. I don't know how many of you guys watched the Boondocks back when it was live. I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen real quick, so you can see what I was talking about. But Riley had a question. I think this is the clip. I hope this is the clip, because if it's not, I'm gonna just say it. I'm not about to look for the next clip.
Hell no! Man, fuck your mama.
But recently, what was once an unwritten rule about snitching has become a full-blown stop snitching movement, complete with merchandising. Take the murder of 19-year-old Jermaine LoJack Walker, who was shot during a street basketball tournament in the middle of a summer afternoon in front of at least 300 eyewitnesses. Nobody even called the cops. They all just went home. But despite the cultural stigma against it, a whopping 1 in 12 black men in poor neighborhoods is an active informant.
You damn right, Mr. Policeman. I saw the whole thing.
That means every party, every cookout.
So this isn't the clip that I wanted it to be, but it's Riley actually asking, is it snitching if you snitch on the police to the police? Right? Because that's the question, because that's what Frank Lucas did. He snitched on some dirty cops. So,
and if you don't want to snitch on the police to the police, visit excusemeofficer.com. Go ahead.
excusemeofficer.com is a website where you can learn a lot more about Channing's business by listening to our episode, Real Talk Chicago, Excuse Me Officer. It's a really good episode. Channing delves into a lot. They're doing some groundbreaking shit. He actually got a shout out from Charlemagne the God, Angela Rye, and a whole bunch of other names that I could say that you guys probably wouldn't know, so it doesn't really make a difference. But I say all that to say these people wouldn't be shouting this man out publicly on their platforms if he didn't have some groundbreaking shit that he was working on.
It's supposed to be a quick commercial. Go ahead and tell us more about the snitching. I was shamelessly plugging.
So that's the proverbial question. That's the question there, right? So is it snitching if you snitch on the police to the police? Before we move to the next topic, I just want to get everybody's answer. And we're going to start with Gabby because her brother's a cop, as she told us last episode.
Yeah. I don't know about, I was just thinking about the whole situation because I don't know. So come back to me.
Okay.
I want to be good at my answer.
Concise with your answer. That's fine.
I'm on the spot.
So, Vino.
Yo.
As you chief over there on whatever it is that you're smoking on,
It's just tobacco, bro. I ain't doing no drugs tonight.
Oh shit, Ty Riggs is here as well.
What's up?
So Ty Riggs, we were just discussing Frank Lucas, and the question here is it okay to snitch if you're snitching on the police to the police?
Yes.
Why?
Because they're the police, goddammit. Fuck them.
Thanks.
You gotta,
That's
I
all.
don't know.
if there's privilege and then there's the abuse of privilege, pointing it out is different. Now, if it's someone that is
whistleblowing almost.
It is whistleblowing. Now, if it's somebody that's been disenfranchised or has hurdles, you feel me, and or those hurdles have been put upon with you or because of you, now you snitching is completely different. You feel me? Like that's where you crossing the line is where you have responsibility in what you're snitching on. Now, I ain't got shit to do with the police doing illegal shit. You feel me?
Right.
Like that's their vow that they broke.
Right.
I'm not breaking any vows, exposing the vows that they've broken.
Now, here's where the question comes into play because Vino said, I don't know. Now, if you have chosen to be a part of the street life, street culture, you live by those rules, then what is it? Like, I'm a civilian. Most of us here are civilians, but not everybody here is a stranger to the street life. So that being said, is it okay to make those types of decisions if you live the street life?
I'm gonna tell you like this. You can't because from what I know about Frank is he willingly crawled in the bed with police. You know what I'm saying? He
Dirty cops, no?
Dirty cops, it don't matter. You can't crawl in the bed with the snakes and think they ain't gonna bite you.
But at that time, what if he was thinking just like Walter White? He is the snake that's in the bed. You know what I mean? Back then, he was utilizing the department like his workers. He was utilizing the U.S. military.
That's true, but they steal snakes. So when the snake bites you and you know you dealing with snakes and you get bit by that motherfucker, shit, you knew what you was doing when you crawled in the bed with them. They police officers.
But he positioned himself to the point where he could literally tell on them. See, you know what I mean? Like the snake is the snake when he can bite you. At that point, Frank was so big that he was like, fuck it, I'll throw these people under the bus.
You can rat. You can rat. At the end of the day, it's all criminal activity. If you are willingly doing criminal activity with other criminals or otherwise,
even if they're police, they're still other criminals that
they're still criminals. They're still criminals. So if all y'all criminals get rounded up and you tell on the other criminals that you knew who they was, you knew they was police, that's ratting, bro. That's still ratting.
And that's where the difference. Oh, go ahead, Gabby.
I want to come in. So just listening to you guys, I think it comes out to basically what your reasoning behind it is. Now, like Vino said and Silky said, it's basically like if they're teaming up for the greater good, I think it's great. But if one person is doing it so he could get away with doing his own shit, snitching on the police, I mean, that's just a whole different. So to me, it's just the human or like your personal values that come in place, if you have any.
And I think that's where the question comes in, right? That's where like we're seeing both Silky here and Vino make valid points, but it's from two completely different perspectives, right? Either you choose to abide by those street rules or you choose not to. So Bruce, since you're in between the two of them on my screen at least, where are you gonna come in for the tiebreaker, sir?
This how I look at it. I'm just based on my frame of reference, like being labeled as a snitch. You just don't want that, denotation on you. You don't want that to be the thing people know about you, especially coming from where I come from. It's like, if people know that's what you want, like, you really gonna get outcasted.
That's kind of what led to the Nipsey situation, right? Yeah. Him having a dispute with somebody who was known for that type of activity. That's what kind of led to that situation, right? He and the guy got into an argument, allegedly. Nipsey asked him something about him snitching or what exactly was going on there, and that spiraled into a bigger argument because, like you said, it's a label that you don't necessarily want on you. Now, we don't got to spend too much time on that specific topic. That was just a quick one. I am going to play this quick little news clip so we can talk about this and, you know, different updates to Chicago. There's a few people who are off cam for whatever reason, not really sure what's going on there. They may just be having some connectivity issues. But Ty Riggs, are you currently gaming right now? So Ty Riggs is a reoccurring guest on Mogul Minds live streams, and he's also done an episode with us. You could go back and the name of the episode is one of two things. It's either, you know how I know God is black, because that was the name of his joke that he told that pissed the most people off, and then it also could be named Funny Man Ty Riggs. But you go back and check that episode out. Bruce also is going to be leading some paint and sips with us next month. So we're going to be working out logistics. Bruce, Saturday would be a good day for you to stop by because Blake is going to be painting our arcade. So it'll be a good time for you to come in. Somebody's background is loud. I'm trying to mute people.
No,
that's some shit I just did.
That is Dan, of course. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen real quick, and you guys could see this little news clip I'm gonna play, and then we could talk about it.
Not to say it's not just to help businesses survive, but to cut down on those packed private parties. CBS 2 went on to say it's not just to help businesses survive, but to cut down on those packed private parties. CBS 2 investigator Megan Hickey digging into what this push really means.
Welcome to Americanos.
Pre-pandemic, Americanos would be bustling right now, but now it's empty. Now Mayor Lori Lightfoot says that reopening bars and restaurants is actually safer because many people have taken their parties and gatherings underground.
We were kind of hitting our stride. We were kind of forced to close down and figure it out pretty much.
Alfonso Jose Castillo tells me his community showed up big over the summer. To-go margaritas and outdoor dining kept them alive. But as soon as the temperatures dropped and the indoor dining ban took effect at the end of October, the outlook turned bleak. Can you survive without any indoor dining?
We're built to have people sitting inside. So if you take that away, it's just, you know, I don't know how we can manage.
Castillo and many other bar and restaurant owners have been pushing to reopen indoor dining at a limited capacity. And today their campaign received a boost from Mayor Lori Lightfoot.
We are very close to a point where we should be talking about opening up our bars and restaurants.
Lightfoot said reopening indoor dining will help curb private, often precautionless gatherings like these.
If we have people and give them an
So long story short, I could let the rest of it play. We could hear Mayor Beetlejuice real quick for a second.
Outlet for entertainment in the restaurant space, in the bar space, we have much more of an opportunity, in my view, to be able to regulate and control that environment.
But what does the state say?
So the last numbers that I looked at say something along the lines of 11,000 small businesses in Chicago have closed since COVID-19 began. And what's even weirder to me is originally they came out with all these different, so they gave everybody the PPP loans. Scammers got most of them. Small businesses got smacked. And then so many restaurants closed. I think they said predominantly more Mexican restaurants than anything else in the country closed. I don't know specifically what that is about. It may be because people like to go inside and eat their fucking tacos and shit like that. Like, I don't, you know, it could have something to do with that. But what we do know is people spent tens of thousands of dollars building these outdoor heated tented areas and shit all across Chicago. And then they said, nope, still can't have anybody in your restaurant. So many restaurants closed down. So many restaurants weren't on Grubhub or Uber Eats. So they're just closed, and they're closed for good, because realistically, that's literally the toughest business that you can hop in this country, probably in the world, but at least in this country, those businesses close the most frequently. So now all of a sudden, since Biden's getting ready to get inaugurated and everything like that, it seems that all the Democratic cities like Chicago, like New York, all these mayors are talking about opening up now. And I want to know how you guys feel about the fact that now all of a sudden it's safe to open up.
Okay, let me start because I just traveled out of the country like twice in the past 2 months. I went to Mexico, I went to Cancun, and I went to Riviera Maya. First,
I've been to
their
Riviera Maya.
restaurants are
It was lit, and
Cancun's fucking
so
lit.
I went to an all-inclusive resort, which I don't know if you know this, but broke people don't necessarily do that. So I never thought I was gonna have that type of experience. And they delivered to me skirt steak nachos at 3 a.m. And when I said thank you, they said it was my pleasure, sir.
Yep.
Hey,
It
I'm
was
so excited. I'm
booming.
going next month.
By the way, you can't go next month because there's gonna be a ban. You have to. I just watched it like
I
today.
thought
I
it was
checked
until
it.
the 23rd.
There's 26th. It's January 26th. There's gonna be like you have to have a test, and God forbid you test positive in Mexico, then you're gonna be stuck for 14 days. So I wouldn't suggest it, but it's your personal
Hey,
thing.
look, I'm bring my laptop. We be straight. Taco Tuesday every day, motherfucker.
Are they gonna accept you in the hotels if you have COVID though? That's the question.
I got dinero, so I got whatever the fuck I want.
Hey.
Come on. Look, don't try
So-
Silky. I got it for a reason.
Yeah, to the point is basically they are so much more prepared than we are here. On another level, that's just completely a different country. But why the hell is Schaumburg open? Like all the restaurants here are open, all of them. There's a bar down the street that's like packed every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's been packed. Nobody's closing. So I don't understand. Is there like different air or something going? Like I don't know.
So the coronavirus only works in small businesses, in big cities, and before 9 p.m. or some shit like that. Whenever they make liquor stores stop selling liquor, that's when the coronavirus comes out.
Also with the Mexican restaurants, I think it's more of like they're mostly family owned and they're smaller places. And that's what I think kicked them out of the business because they couldn't handle it.
It's interesting what you said about Schaumburg because Henry was actually talking about, I think last week or on one of the recent podcasts, how he just moved back from the suburbs after living in the city his whole life. And Henry, you said you had some unique experiences with this entire COVID situation, right?
Oh yeah, out there they weren't requiring masks, and almost everywhere you go, it's just different. It's different, just a whole different environment. It's like here they push that, certain agenda, and out there people were like less. It was like 50-50. 50% of people were wearing masks. I was out there until August, so from March through August, I was out there the entire time. It's just, it's all just how you feel about, the situation. Me personally, I mean, I think that they overblown the situation and they use it for like a political agenda. And now that agenda is over, cool, COVID's over. It's over with. But that's my opinion on it. I don't really have. I've been speaking on it for like 9-10 months already, where I don't even.
Henry, what you failed to mention was that our saviors are now here, and
Yeah,
those would be
they're
Joe
here.
Biden and
But
Kamala
like
Harris.
I said, I've been talking about it for so long. Like I don't even try to
Lord.
waste my energy on it because I've been saying the whole time it was bullshit, and I don't really want to spend too much time on that. We know.
So I got a question for Ty Riggs, because for those of you guys who don't know on the podcast, Ty Riggs is actually a stand-up comedian. And Ty Riggs, we still need to have a sit down, so hopefully we can get you in the studio sometime soon, maybe Saturday. But Ty Riggs is a stand-up comedian, and I know I listen to Joe Rogan's podcast. I listen to so many different comedians talk, and it seems like a lot of them are moving to Texas because Texas is open. You can do things. It's not like fucking on super lockdown. Tyrix, how has this whole shutdown really affected you guys?
Well, especially in Chicago, like a lot of comedy went underground. So a lot of comics have to either go to Indiana to get their stage time. If you were working beforehand, you were always gonna have work. Corporate shows are on Zoom now. Everybody, if they do run shows, sometimes they do Zoom shows, but there are a couple of like comics that are running underground comedy shows. Actually, there was a strip club comedy show last Saturday.
Can we run an underground comedy show here?
Possibly, yeah.
My landlord just walked in, so don't tell them anything about that shit. But we need to, Tyriggs, if you got the people, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Where is it? Just let me know.
Yeah, you get the
No, I
space,
don't
you get the
follow.
chairs. We'll most definitely like put a flyer up for like a
We
secret
got the
location.
space and we can get the chairs because I don't know if you guys know this, but Walmart is COVID proof. So I could go on Walmart and get a whole bunch of foldable chairs any day of the week.
Only big, huge
You're
corporations.
forgetting
bro,
Target,
get
Meyer.
Edwin
You're
is in the
forgetting
building.
Sam's Club.
Edwin is in the building. That's who I was talking about when I said the landlord was down here. He just got back from Colombia. Edwin, how was Colombia, sir?
Colombia was pretty great. It's crazy. It's interesting. Everywhere you go, they check your temperature before you walk in, and they spray your hands with alcohol.
Yep.
And then they make you go. And then you have to they check your license. It's odds and evens depending on the days, and the people aren't really.
I don't understand what that means. I don't know if that went over
Like
anybody else's head.
the end of your ID, if it's an even number on a certain day, you can't go into you could go into the store. If it's
oh shit.
Wow.
So like
that's
wild.
If it's an odd number on a day, then you could go. So I think like Mondays and Wednesdays it's evens, and then
Edwin, can you help me understand how that helps to fight COVID?
I mean, I do like how simple it is, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just about how many people are in a location.
Yeah, they just don't want a lot of people in one place.
But like, if me and my girl come and she's an odd and I'm an even, can we not come together?
Well, to be honest with you, what I notice is it's a case by case. If they see that you're,
black.
Like,
I heard there's a lot of black people.
Everybody.
Isaiah, it's Colombia. A lot of people are black, Isaiah.
Yeah, everybody there is like pretty much. Yeah.
Racist ass.
Yeah, everybody there is pretty much. The sun is constantly shining. So like, if you have no color.
Hey,
like,
Edward, long time no see. 15 years, woo woo.
Damn, for real, that's wild.
It's been
Good to see you.
It's so funny to me how literally every single girl that we went to high school with knows Edwin or knows of Edwin. Oh,
Dude,
yeah,
Edwin
that's Edwin.
Dude, Edwin was the nicest guy around, and looks help as well. So everybody knew him. I'm gonna be honest.
So for those of you guys who are
Edwin, my
unaware,
boy, was good. Welcome back.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
For those of you guys who are unaware, the reason that Bruce was laughing,
not too bad.
The reason that Bruce was laughing so hysterically is because a couple of months ago, somebody who's done quite a few podcasts with us, Diamond, she posted a status about all the scandals that our high school went through. It ended up with all like 500 plus comments. And there's an ongoing joke that there is zero proof of. This is a happily married man. But back in the day, we're all under the impression that pretty sure Edwin smashed one of our coaches. Pretty sure.
No,
there's no evidence of it.
I never heard that.
There's Hey, Bruce, you ever heard that one? Hey, Bruce, you heard that one? No, Bruce said he definitely heard it.
I've never heard of that. I'm backing you up here.
Thank
All of
you.
a sudden, the podcast just got hot.
Thank you, Gabby.
Like they're gonna skip past everything up until that point.
Yeah. Back to Colombia. I was saying.
All right.
Look, if you show up to location, then there's two different. Myself, my mom was odd one time, and the security lady was like, "Look, I can't let you in." She said, "I'm just not trying to lose my job, basically." So mom walked out, and then the manager was there, and he was like, "Yo, what are you trying to get?" And then she's like, "Some chicken." He's like, "Oh, cool. Well, give me the money." And then she's like, "Okay." He walks in, brings out the chicken. We got the chicken.
Quick question, Edwin. In Panama, I noticed that a lot of things were kind of negotiable. Could you have paid her like $10 American cash and she could have just let you in?
You gave it too much. What do you mean?
Damn, that's bogus.
I'm sorry.
Hey man, $10.
That's our resident Asian that I was talking about earlier.
With no problem. But honestly, I don't know, because even for that, they would rather just not lose their job.
Right.
Jobs are scarce over there. I mean, man, like talking about poverty, like for real. I mean, even though we live in I'm from Cali, and it's a pretty, I believe it's a pretty advanced city compared to, other towns out there. And the neighborhood that I live in, is pretty decent. But ultimately, the poverty over there is not something that we could even compare to what we see over here. The way people live, generations and generations in the same home for I don't know how many years.
I imagine it's very similar to Belize. I'm going to like fucking buy barbecue. There's little kids with no shoes on running up to me and shit like that.
Right.
I'm just like,
right. And they probably took everything from your pockets by the time you like.
I gave them the change. It was whatever,
You're good.
Help the local economy.
Yeah. You're good, but it's an interesting, it sucks. Everyone there is like, but people still trying to do their business. The barbershops are supposed to be closed certain days, right? So the front is closed, but if you know the spot, you could go around back, and sure enough, they're cutting people up in the back,
Right.
and it's, they're making it happen the best way they can. But talking about strict and talking about compared to the way we have it here, it's a whole other ball game.
So Edwin, while you're here, and I know you're a busy guy, so I don't know how much time you got. But what we were talking about was we're about to move to the next topic, but I'll get your opinion real quick. So Lori Lightfoot did a press conference, and she's saying that they're getting ready to start opening up bars and restaurants again. Some along like whatever, I can't remember what reason she gave, but we were saying that it's just interesting that it seems like since Biden's, a week from inauguration day, it seems like in some of the bigger cities, the Democratic mayors seem to be changing their tune, because Andrew Cuomo is now saying we can't stay locked down forever, and Lori Lightfoot saying this, but that's not what they were saying 6 weeks ago. So I just want to know your opinions on it, because the last numbers I looked at, I believe it says something along the lines of 11,000 small businesses in Illinois have closed since COVID began. What are your thoughts on that as somebody who insures businesses?
Yeah, man. Because it's happening left and right, and I know the restaurants are suffering. I have a family that's owned a restaurant for, now they're in their second generation. They have 4 locations, and I'm noticing that there's changes that have to happen, and there's people that they have to let go, and there's tough conversations that they're having, and I see their payroll, and it's, there's a significant, decrease.
I feel like you wanted to say it was pitiful.
What do you mean?
The payroll.
What do you mean? Like in what way?
It's getting paid out because of how much it's decreased from what they were doing pre-COVID.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't even, there's probably not even a word for how drastic the change is, and how, man, they have to adjust. And what's crazy is if they don't have a young family or a young family member that can help them process, these now electronic transactions, everything is digital.
Everything's changing, and they kind of forced all the old schoolers out.
Out. So if you're not adjusting to it, it's one of, shout out to Las Fuentes. It's a great, they're known for going there, having a good time, getting some margaritas, hanging out. And now that's just not something that they can do because of what's going on. And especially with the winter, at least in places like Colombia, they could kind of stay open because it's always outdoors regardless.
That is something I do love about the Caribbean that's just popping. Like I fucking loved it. Many of the places.
Yeah, you can't exactly. So I don't know. It's convenient that it's happening, but at the same time, I think it had to happen. I don't know, at some point. Because how long is it?
You're making the argument that we had to push these niggas out.
So I feel like we talked about it last time on our last podcast, right? We were talking about the shortage of change, and then how we clearly were being pushed into the digital world, right?
Right.
Like are already allowing us to pay with our mobile phones, and we're pushing us into you
Stamps
definitely
on
have to have
Pay, Apple
plastic.
Pay.
Right, you definitely have to have plastic, and now all of a sudden it's like, well, damn, they don't even take cash, or you're not going to get the correct change.
Right.
And then the next
you better
thing,
have internet. You better have enough data so you can make sure that your order's getting in on time, so you can check on it.
Hey, look, I used to work for Google, and I literally was part of the people telling them that they had to be at least present on the internet, right? And that was before all of the corruption that you guys are talking. It was just one of those ones where, and this is probably referencing some of the Mexican spots that are being targeted. Those are the locations that were telling me cash only. It was cool a while ago, no problem. I wasn't making a big deal. You say cash only, I go to the ATM that charges me $1 or whatever. I pay you cash. But now it's like, well, shit. For that same reason, those are the same ones that are now being targeted because they don't have the Square. They don't have cashless Apple Pay, and then that same hurdle. I mean, they definitely aren't on Grubhub. You know what I mean? If you're just now getting to a point where you have a fucking pay
Card
service,
reader.
Yeah, you're definitely not on Grubhub. You know what I mean? And then even worse, it's the novelty and specifically the location that's a bigger thing than it is the name. Like there's some spots I go to all the time based off the location, could never tell you the name. Just know that they got the most fire arrachera fucking tacos. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fucking
That's
love
not good.
arrachera too.
And that's not good for a fucking internet platform. You know what I mean?
I saw. Have you seen those like Express? Those Chick-fil-A Express?
Oh yeah, there's one on there's one. What street is that?
Isn't there one in a college in like UIC or some shit like that? GPS tried to send me to one on UIC's campus.
Like you can't eat there. Like you can't go there to pick up your food. It's just for Uber. It's just for DoorDash.
Postmates. Yeah, they basically send it down a conveyor belt. They have like 6-7 different restaurants, and they have all their food being made upstairs, and they have the conveyor belt send the food downstairs when you come.
Is that how that's working?
Yeah, it's over on what is that? Chicago Avenue near.
Yep, it's right here by Ogden in Chicago.
Have you guys seen I don't know if you guys have kids, but you could have seen it by yourself. That movie WALL-E. This is literally starting to begin to look like this. Like we're gonna be those little fat people, and I have nothing against fat people. Don't get me wrong, but they were huge, and he's like,
she's fat shaming.
That's hilarious. I mean, no, they're like bone. Remember, they're like bone structure changed.
Bone structure was it's like tiny.
it got like they had no they're like basically had no bones because
I don't know. They probably took a year off from the gym because the gyms are closed because of coronavirus.
Right.
It's everything is perfect. They're like, no, we want to send the food to your home. Don't work out. Don't do anything. In fact, work from your fucking couch. All right.
While everyone's getting fat, Henry, that's your chance for your shameless plug right there, sir. Go ahead. We're all about it.
Hell yeah, I fuck with
Shameless plugs. Shameless plugs.
Yeah, I fuck with that. I want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm also a personal trainer, everybody. So, I don't want to, talk too much about that, but definitely.
You should. You talk about that. You talk about that.
I'm offering free.
Hey, you got Chubby to go to live. You better go ahead and preach.
I'm offering free sessions through February. Come check it out. And in this kind of sessions, I want you to come check it out. I actually lost almost 90 pounds or almost 100 pounds actually in almost 2 years. So, I'm very motivated. I want to motivate you to achieve the same goals that I achieved because, it feels great to feel great and be able to move a little better and feel healthier about yourself. So, I'm all about that. So definitely holler at me on Instagram. I'm King_Heno_fitness, I believe is what it is.
I'll hit you up.
We'll make sure King Heno.
Let me shame myself in live.
Just put just drop the screen share.
Oh yeah, I could just show it. And then also, Henry, you are doing, for those people who want to stay COVID quarantined, you are doing some Zoom sessions, correct?
It's in a small boutique environment, with personal training, so it's not going to be an overcrowded gym. It's not a big box gym. It's a more private location, so you don't got to worry about, being overcrowded, and we make sure we sanitize everything constantly. Isaiah can attest to that. He's come through quite a few occasions. So definitely, if that's something you're interested in, definitely holler at me. Definitely, we can definitely make sure you achieve your goals. And like I said, I am offering free first sessions through February. So
Henry is actually, like, you see him there, he looks so young. He's actually 55 years old, y'all.
I'm turning 56 this summer.
Oh, my bad. 56. See, 56. Fuck.
So we did have producer Picasso. Also, we see One Light Records down there. Another one of the heat makers associated with the network. Right. Another one of these fire artists that just puts out heat. So, Picasso, sir, Anthony, I was telling the listeners and the people on the podcast earlier, we're going to be doing a live stream listening session to some of One Light's music while Blake paints the arcade. Also, Bruce, that reminds me that Kobe painting you got behind you is dope. Can't wait to see what you guys do. What do you say?
You know Kobe never wore green, man. That's Kevin Garnett.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's a Chicago nigga. I don't know.
You know, that's how you know Isaiah knows nothing about sports. He has no idea.
But I'm also not one of the people who pretends.
No, fam, no.
Zeke has no idea.
Shit, what's up, I thought it was Don Juan. You know, I saw the green and gold and was like, shit, what's side?
One of my cousins actually told me that he seriously had to get talked out of starting a bar brawl with Kevin Garnett. I don't know. He said Kevin Garnett was pissing him off. My cousin used to be Golden Gloves. I kind of wish that would have happened so I could have had the story. Like I would have liked to have known how that turned out, but I heard Kevin Garnett is a habitual agitator of people.
Yeah, I told Isaiah that remember him on Boston, Minnesota? He was known for being an asshole, so I could believe if he was in the club, he was probably rubbing some shoulders and talking crazy.
Hey, that's a Farragut High School.
It is.
Oh yeah, you know. Channing, you are a West Sider, aren't you? And that hoodie is fire, sir. I'm gonna need one.
Wait. Hey, that's with silk too.
What? I need that because my hair be getting dried up by these.
You know, it's for all natural. You feel me?
I love that.
TheSilkyHoodie.com. You can spell it however you want. HODIE or with a Y.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Hands down.
Drops February 1st.
Good to see you, Channing. Good to see y'all. I gotta dip.
Much appreciated, sir.
Check out Walking with Purpose. Shameless plug.
Walking with Purpose. We're gonna start to release as Monday.
I'm already on it.
Monday Motivation Podcast.
I hope the coach that you smashed was watching Walking with Purpose.
Hey, what does this coach look like? That's what I want to know.
You know what? We're not even gonna delve too far into that.
I was throwing shade.
Just know that both me and Bruce were both aware of the same rumor for some reason. I don't know why.
Edwin, I said somebody's watching. I hope the coach is watching your Walking with Purpose thing.
Oh my goodness.
What are you saying, Bruce?
Gabby. Don't fall into the hype.
But look, you've always been a leader to me, bro. Like since the day I've met you, I just want to give you your flowers while you're here, man. So it's my opportunity. We haven't interacted in a while, but look, you always been a leader to me, brother. So you already know it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I agree, Edwin. In the short time that like a year that I've known you, I agree. You've always been, you, Isaiah, all y'all guys.
Damn.
Much respect.
Trying to be like Edwin.
These are all my babies. I know them from
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm taking that in. Wasn't expecting it, but I'm taking it in. Thank you.
Yeah.
So guys, there's one more clip. There's another clip that I want to show you guys about some wildness, and obviously thank you, sir. This is Chicago related. This is the stream that we do. We talk current events. We talk the craziest shit that happened this week. And obviously, Bruce, this one's going to be on you to take point on. I'm going to take a piss super quick, but I'm going to hit play. And this one's in your neck of the woods, Bruce. So you got some explaining to do, but I do want to hear everybody's opinion. So you probably already know what story this is about to be, but I'm going to go ahead and play this.
Man.
It's a song composed by Iran Khan. The University of Chicago student killed in a deadly shooting spree over the weekend. Doesn't attended a candlelight vigil in his honor today. His parents traveled from China to be there. His students and faculty tribute the PhD student. They say he was not only a brilliant business and economics student, but he was a talented musician as well. 30-year-old Fawn was shot while sitting in his car inside a parking garage in Hyde Park. The shooter also killed 2 other people in a spree that stretched from Chicago's South Side to Evanston.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Yeah, that was crazy. I've been to the IHOP that he got caught around too. Oh man.
I was supposed to stop that, but he obviously did not do that. Now, that
Hey, was
video.
that the IHOP up there by the high school?
I think that's the ETH. It's near Evanston Township, no?
It was on Western.
Yeah, Western.
Oh shit! So right on Western and Howard.
Yeah,
Howard. Yeah,
yeah.
Howard.
Oh yeah, that's what. When I saw the clip originally, I was like, "Damn." But yeah, all right.
So my grandma told me about that. No, shit.
I used to work with the nigga who did the shooting.
Oh shit! Did you?
Yeah.
All right, so hold on, Vino. We're definitely coming back to you because we need to hear about what type of lunatic this motherfucker was. Bruce, you live in the area. A lot of the shootings happened around you. What exactly was the neighborhood saying at the time?
Man, yeah. So I'm from this same neighborhood the same neighborhood where he from. Like,
right.
I've known him since we were.
Oh, you knew him?
I got his number in my phone, bro. Like, I knew him.
Oh shit!
So I can tell you a lot about him personally, but I really want to say, my condolences go out to all of the families that was involved, like all of the people involved, the families involved. Like, me personally, I wouldn't have put it past him just knowing him. I wouldn't have put it past the person, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was definitely capable of doing something like that.
Yeah, he was definitely a weird ass nigga. He was weird as hell.
So that's all I can say. Like, really, but my condolences go to all the families involved. Like,
all of our condolences go to the families.
Just like everybody else reaction, you know?
So do you guys think that this person was, in my opinion, it's clear and obvious, but based on you guys having personal interactions with this person, do you think that this person was clearly and obviously mentally disturbed?
Yeah.
And been that way for a while.
Yeah.
So in based on what I've seen and different professionals that I've talked to, for whatever reason in the urban community, there's stigmas around seeking out any type of mental counseling. I mean, or even, it's not even urban community. If you ever watch The Sopranos, fucking Tony Soprano's having fucking panic attacks. He has no idea what the fuck's going on. He goes to see a therapist, but he got to do it in secret because he doesn't want people finding out, because then he's deemed as weak. Then he can't be a boss no more. And I think right now is the first time in modern time or whatever where we're kind of getting into a position where urban community is okay both discussing and seeking out mental health assistance. Whatever thoughts you guys have about that, please, chime in. We can move on to the next thing if this topic's too heavy.
Can't be scared to get help. You gotta go get help.
Yeah, I think a lot of people already don't feel like they're a part of something here. You know what I mean? Like, they just feel like insecure and all that. So taking a step and admitting that and feeling vulnerable is hard for a lot of people. But like, I feel like at least I hope there's always someone that has, a hand out, willing to, help and talk and do whatever they can to get you through whatever you're going through. And hopefully you never have to resort to doing something like that. Hurts people on both sides. I'm sure that guy's family is hurting, friends. I'm sure everybody's hurting in that type of scenario.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah, I would say, also my condolences to everyone involved, the families involved. It's always tough when we have loss of life in our community. So that's always tough. But yeah, you always hear, people struggling with their demons. We all, I believe, struggle with our own inner demons. We all battle ourselves in our head. At least I know I do. I'm always constantly, battling myself. We're always, question decisions, stuff like that. A lot of everyday life things, especially from different environments. We all come from different environments, but we all have things that, in our past or maybe family histories. We all have different things that happen in our lives that shape us to who we are and maybe have us battle mentally. So, you always have to have, it doesn't have to be a counselor or nothing like that. Cause me personally, I wouldn't go to like no therapist, no somebody I don't know. I'd rather have somebody you trust or, friend, family member, brother, cousin, whoever, someone you feel comfortable with, speaking on, things that you wouldn't normally speak with other people, especially when it's about yourself, about what you have going on in your head, or whether it be airing yourself out, like maybe maybe certain you have weaknesses that you need to address yourself. Look yourself in the mirror about things that you need to improve on yourself, and sometimes you need that person just to, you know, you can air yourself out to. And because I'm speaking from experience, because I've had a couple of recent experiences where I just needed to, get some things off my chest that I didn't even know I needed to get off my chest. We all battle a lot of different things, especially with a lot of things going on. The older we get, the more responsibility we have.
Psilocybin helps with all of that. And for those of you guys who don't know, you can get that out of mushroom.
Yeah. I've also never really felt comfortable with like going to a therapist or a psychiatrist because like you're getting paid to listen to me right now, and I always felt like they might care about every patient too, but it's just like in my experience with that, because I have gone to something like that in school, and it was just like I just felt like I was just saying a bunch of things, and they were just they weren't really able to tell me anything about what I was saying. It was either you're gonna get put on some type of drugs, or you're just gonna deal with it. Really, what I mean?
So
type of shit that I was bringing up.
So I went to school to be a social worker for like 3 years, and I was going to be in clinicals, and this is where I gave up on it because like what you said, a lot of these people that go into it, sometimes they just go into it for the business, and they don't really actually they care, but they're not allowed to. So when I was in school for it, we were told that we need to distance ourselves. So like we have to like leave work at work because that would affect our own relationships. So this is why I gave up on it, because I felt like I wouldn't be able to do that, because everything I feel, I bring home, I bring work home, like everything that and anywhere that I worked at, I brought it home. So to your point, yeah, it's pretty much, it's sad, but it's the sad truth. It's these people are getting paid for it, and they
I went to school for it as well, and I remember the big saying for that was sympathize,
That's
don't
Nick
empathize.
talking for the viewers. Nick is just off cam, but that's Nick talking right now. He's been in for a bit now.
Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, I remember they always used to say that sympathize, don't empathize. You got to make sure that you can kind of relate to them, but try not to put yourself and put yourself in that position and like completely feel that what they're feeling, because I mean, it might make you irrationally give them wrong advice, and at the same time it might make you like go down a bad path, and then it affects the next people. But I guess to put it on a different angle, I just wanted to just to speak on being the other party of somebody that actually needed help, and came to me and was talking to me about it. And I remember when I was younger, I always try to help them, but I wasn't a professional. So I would say, like, honestly, if that were to happen to any of the viewers, where somebody comes to them wanting help, I would say like to refer them to getting professional help, because it's always beneficial for them, always. Even if it's neutral and it's not that beneficial, at least they were heard. I think that's a huge thing. And at the end of the day, worst case scenario, on the opposite end, you don't want to feel somewhat responsible of not offering that help to them, and then something bad happens, and then you're just sitting there like, damn, I should have said something. So I just wanted to say that.
You could be offering help, and you could be saying something like you said, Nick, and it could be a trigger for this person without you knowing. You could just be triggering something in them, and that's pretty much what people like doctors and psychiatrists try
That's
not
what you
to
learn
do.
as you learn more about the profession. Channing, I know you were about to say something, so I want to let you get that off before I continue.
at some point, thanks to what Nick was saying, I thought about the J. Cole quote. So where he was just saying, you know, there's always the suicide hotline, but what about the murder hotline for those
Yeah.
niggas that just like are on the line?
Like
And
you're
it's
about
just
to
like,
kill somebody.
yeah, and you know, it's just one of those ones that we don't really have that type of communication. Personally, I think that not empathizing and just hearing them out and giving them a clear, honest, like canvas to paint on is the best thing for them, right? Like it's not like you know all the details to give them real advice on this life outside of literally listening. The more that you learn from listening is the more that you can advise. So unfortunately, those first, second, and third sessions are really about listening, right? Like you can't, I think it's one of those ones where people do jump in too quickly. Like when you're talking with someone rather quickly about your problem, they already assume what an answer is, right? And they haven't gotten like oh, it's because also your father used to beat you. So the advice that I would have naturally given you within a 13-minute conversation, or that I will just restrict upon, give you 3 hours in 3 different sessions, right? You have to let some of these things develop within that person. Like I've been with sessions with people where it's just like unfolded, right? It was one thing that led to the other, and you can't direct it. So that's one of the things that I think there's a lot of, not to mention we're also in the age of social media, right? Like we are the pilot social media crew.
Generation,
Yeah, it's like we mentioned the triggers, but those same triggers you log on every day and you get re-triggered, right? For some of these people, some of their problems are literally always thrown right back at them because of the cookies. So like at some point we are going to have to look back upon the stages where we were like, hey, remember when the internet used to just be like, oh, we recognize you said something, and then they advertised this and threw it down our throat to the point where we got whatever, you know, it was a snowball effect. And
Right.
we're currently in the snowball effect, and we're looking at so much shit happening. But some of these kids are having to deal with, when we were in high school, it was all about popularity is literally about what we've determined, right? As like the actual people inside. Now you have popularity being determined by social media, and it's kind of hard to argue that Danielle, whatever her name, yeah, how are you going to tell me that she's not the most popular girl? She got 13 million followers. It kind of literally fucks up high school and social dynamics just because someone literally has the availability to capture someone on social media.
You just reminded me of a scene from the show Atlanta. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. It's a great
Atlanta
fucking
is
show.
fucking hilarious.
All right, so one of my favorite
Great show,
characters
great
on that
show.
show is I can't remember the man's real name, Darius.
Yeah, Darius. Lakeith Stanfield.
Lakeith Stanfield. There we go. Boom. So at one point, they're going to stay with some girl on the college campus. And he's like, well, you know, if she has over 3,000 followers on her Instagram, then, you know, it could be tough because she's going to have an unrealistic outlook on, you know, her worldview is going to be unrealistic because she has X amount of followers. And they said it as it was a joke, because like right after he was like, oh no, she only has 300, and he's like, that's even weirder. But the whole purpose of that conversation was so fucking real, because that's a conversation that I've brought up multiple times, wherein before social media, pretty girls have always had privilege. Pretty girls can always do things that bigger girls can't do, or girls who wouldn't be seen as conventionally pretty, but they may be beautiful people. Pretty girls have a certain level of privilege in society. Pretty people have a certain level of privilege in society. It is just the way that our superficial bullshit ass society works. All that being said, all these things are just magnified by social media. But as we're talking about mental health, I'm okay with sharing the fact that for the last, I don't know, since mid-November, I've been speaking with a counselor. We talk every week, and it was something that, you know, I
How do
talked
they
with
feel
my.
about you being a racist?
I don't think he
It's just
gives a
something he
shit.
needs to understand. I want to
Understand that I'm not an angry racist. That's the difference. I'm not an angry racist. I'm just thinking about race at all times of the day and night, and in every
Say you're a
interaction
comical,
with people.
comical
so
and
stage
realist
2.
racist.
Yeah,
Stage 2.
like I'm like, a softcore racist. You know, like
You just wear the MAGA hat.
HBO midnight racist.
No, yeah, exactly.
You don't go to
HBO
the rally,
midnight
but
type
you wear the
racist.
hat. I get you.
No. Like, I don't wear the hat, but low key, I'll defend this nigga in the right conversation, you know, depending on the crowd. I'm not going to
Therapy
wear
is
the
a
hat.
great thing, though. Therapy is a great thing. I think a lot of people don't realize how good therapy can be on a day-to-day.
I agree. I was just gonna say, Luis, let you finish your point, and then I want to piggyback to talk about just because Anthony was saying a couple things, and you know, Gabby said a few things, and I want people to be aware, like,
mental health is normal, can be is everyday health as well.
I have to go into it with the mentality that this person is not here to fix my problems. I'm in my own head a lot about a lot of different things. So I'm here to flesh out how loud it is in my head, get this shit off my chest, and then like shit that I've been holding on to since childhood. He asked my psychologist asked me at one point, like, what do you actually expect from, you know, the person that I was talking about? He was like, do you want an apology? What would that do for you? And these are just things that I'd never really thought about before.
I think asking questions is definitely one of the best things that a therapist or a psychologist, whatever, can do. Just asking people questions to get them to, you know, think about it and, you know, just come to, you know, logical reasoning on what to, you know, how to proceed. You know, you have to ask the questions yourself.
So I agree with you, Anthony. And I think that's anybody seeking out any type of counseling. You can't go into these things thinking that this person is going to give you the answers to your problems, because that's not what's going to happen. But what can happen is you can be asked the questions that make you think in a way that you've never thought before, that helps you solve that shit internally, because everything that we're dealing with realistically is going on internally. Very little of what we're dealing with is uncontrollable and going on outside. Even when shit is uncontrollable and happening outside, how you respond to that is still on you.
And one of the things that Charlemagne says that I really fuck with is he said nobody can make you mad without your consent.
That's a fact.
And nobody can make you upset without your consent. And I'm like, I was thinking about it and I was like, yeah, you choose how you react in every situation. And sometimes you might act out because you just feel a type of way, then you're passionate about it, you know what I mean? Or what people might view as acting out. But someone could ask that question, or you can ask that question that makes you think, you know, like, is this worth me acting out or acting in this type of way? Can I deal with this better?
And until we actually do that introspective research, until we actually go inside, we can't really get to that point. And I think that's kind of the core of that.
Bringing up your aforementioned point with the mushrooms. I decided my last day of 20s, I was just going to eat a whole eighth of mushrooms, right?
Okay.
And I feel like I was able to ask myself so many questions that I saved a year's worth of counseling within that one night. You know, like, it's the mental clarity that you get afterwards is just like, wow, okay. So if anyone else on his Zoom has done shrooms, then let me get an amen.
I concur with that. I concur with that because I popped shrooms for the first time a couple weeks ago with Isaiah. It was like about
that sounds like the worst.
That's about an 8. You know what?
He's gonna push all the questions towards you. Is it pink or like purple or like maroon?
No, so it really wasn't like that. You know, it was actually me asking more questions. I'm like Isaiah. I talk a lot, so you know, if people know me and Isaiah, we're very similar that way. We don't shut the fuck up. But you know, it was me just being able to make plan, like, you know your weaknesses. Subconsciously, we all know what our weaknesses are. I feel like when I did it, I was able to flesh, like, I already knew what they were, but flesh it out and what am I gonna do to get better at it, and what do I need to do to make this year go smoother? You know, planning. You know, doing some accounting work in my head on what I need to do in certain things. It was just like the clarity I gained afterwards was crazy.
It kind of forces you to be honest with yourself.
Yeah, and you have to already go. I think you have to go into it kind of knowing what you want from it to begin with. Like, hey, like what you already have in your head, what you're trying to do, and it's gonna help you flesh that. It helped me flesh it out. I'm not gonna say what it helped you do. It helped me flesh it out. I don't want to say it's going to help you because, you know, it all depends on what your mind is going through in that particular moment. But for me, it was all about what am I going to do to make these businesses I'm trying to work on succeed. And I went into it with that mindset, and I was able to flesh out a lot of ideas, and we were brainstorming. It's a pretty good experience. I definitely recommend it. I've done it twice since, and you know, not on a lesser scale.
I actually spoke earlier this week briefly with Vino about it, just in general, talking about how, you know, microdosing is something that a lot of people do. And what microdosing is, for those who are unfamiliar, any type of psychedelic, you know, psilocybin, so DMT, acid, mushrooms, anything like that, people, you know, depending on where you are, might even be licking toads. But it is proven to help with depression, because depression is something that is going on in our mind, in our subconscious, and is changing the way that we Gabby, you were talking about we need more Balkans earlier, and looky here, we got a Balkan on here to join. So we did get another one. Now there's more whites, so you can feel a little bit more comfortable.
What I want to say about what's
Yes,
up,
sir.
Id? Yeah, what I want to say about psychedelics and my experience with them, I definitely helps
I like
with
how we just shifted to psychedelics. Now I want everybody to tell their psychedelic story, because I'm pretty sure it's not just the people who brought them up.
Yeah.
I ain't got
Never
one yet.
done one. Never
Yeah,
done
I
one.
ain't got one yet.
Damn, bro, it's just a negative stigma on it. For the longest, I was talking shit like, man, I can't do that shit. Like, besides weed, that's like the hardest drug I had did like my whole life.
That's
you know?
not hard.
Yeah,
no, what I'm saying,
it depends on how much you
that's
take.
what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look, listen, y'all. Listen,
I consider that a herb. So.
Question.
You know, let's get that point off, because I know you were curious at the very least.
I got a question, y'all. So I had this crazy, y'all. This got brought up. I had a super deep talk with one of my blood homeboys about psychedelics and shit last night. Just last night, we talked to them at 2, 3 in the morning about this shit, and I just want to know. And I was kind of trying to ask him about it too. Like, when you take these shits, right? Like mushrooms or LSD or something like that. My shit is, bro, I don't want to see shit.
No, it's not like that. It's not like TV shows.
It depends though. It depends though. It depends how much you take.
That was my biggest fear.
It's also true.
So I'll let you down right now.
Okay,
do
hold on,
not
let me
eat the
tell
whole
you.
eighth.
Yeah, I mean, you could
eat the whole eighth.
You know,
Hold on one
whatever
second.
tweaks you out high, don't let it tweak. Don't do
Guys,
that.
let me say something. Let me say
Too many
something.
cooks in the kitchen. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just get this off real quick, and then please, guys, try to go one by one. All I'm saying is, like most drugs, just like the weed commercials, the commercials never get it accurate. You guys remember those fucking Dare commercials when we were shorties? Don't do this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Like, fuck out of here. Alcohol is worse than most of these goddamn drugs. But at the same time, shrooms is something that it's not really easy to describe. This is our token Asian. I told you we had one here, guys. I told you guys.
What up, y'all? How y'all doing? I'm trying to get stuff finished. My fault. But
this is the man who's building our arcade.
I can't you can't be lying to Vito like this. Look. Okay.
Look,
I had an experience. I had an experience. So a friend of mine, he was growing stuff. So he's like, it doesn't work. I'm like, all right. He gave me 5 grams. All right.
Right?
I didn't try it yet. I didn't try it at all. Then, we were hanging out and I went over there and I didn't want to do it by myself, but I wanted to make sure someone could take care of me. So he had another 5 grams. So he's like, man, let me make you a smoothie. I'm like, all right, cool. He busts out the Outshine popsicle. He threw that in the blender. I took cranberry juice, whatever he had in his fridge and freezer. We threw it in the smoothie. We threw the 5 grams in there. He grinded it up. It was a nice smoothie. Then we're looking at each other. I'm like, you said it didn't work, right? He's like, nah. I'm like, all right, fuck it. We took the rest of the 5 grams and threw it in there. There's 10 grams of golden teacher mushroom that he personally grew.
That's a whole hero's journey. That's a whole hero's journey.
And said it didn't work. Long story short,
no.
long story short,
That's why you're late. Fuck you, man.
No. So after I downed this smoothie, it was like, you know, cranberry juice, ice cream. It was good. Like I can still taste the shrooms and all that stuff, but it tasted better than not taking it by itself. Or you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't taste good at all. But so I went on this journey. So he's like, man, let's go smoke a bowl real quick. Like he topped it with Keith. We went outside. It was in January. There was layers of snow. The light reflecting off the snow, I started seeing lights and colors. All right, Vino? I'm not gonna let these people lie to you.
Well, that's because you took a large amount.
Yes,
You took a very large amount.
That is facts. That is absolute facts. Because I did 10 grams is why I seen a visual.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And I mean, I seen a crazy visual instantly because
keep in mind the average person does not do that much fucking shrooms. You do an 8, you do 3 grams.
Yes, I exceeded the limit by 3.
And this man is 5'2", 145 pounds.
Wasn't a smart thing to do, but so we went to walk his dog. I was smoking the bowl, trying to like tone it down. It was not working, and I was watching his dog poop. His dog was pooping fucking glitter, and then I'm watching all the skies lighting up, the snow reflecting. I'm like, bro, you need to get me in the house now.
The dog was hitting glitter.
I took care of the dog.
No
bro.
lies.
I walked back. I went down. You know what I'm saying? We went down to his basement. Look, his guy and his roommate and his girl, they were watching Ozark when I got there. All right, they were watching Ozark. When we got back from the walk, they had cops on. Cops. You know that show? Bad Boys. You know that show?
Yeah.
Cops.
Yeah.
The lights were flickering red and blue. All right. There was this crack-headed bitch that was like, I ain't do shit. I'm like, holy shit, this is not good. I'm sitting in this computer chair. I'm like, I'm tripping. His guy is asking him, he's like, man, how much did he take? He's like, oh, about 10 grams. His guy freaks out. His negativity fed off. I fed off of it big time.
So Gucci, who is bringing up a really good point here, and one of the things that you do have to know is you will be like, it sounds crazy.
You'll be one with your environment.
In tune with what's around you. You are more in tune.
It's
increases
you know how they
your
say
awareness.
when you're rolling on ecstasy, or if anybody knows about it, or if anybody done it, ecstasy or Molly, like it's supposed to enhance your emotions times 10. With mushrooms, it enhances everything.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
If you got a good vibe going, if you got a good vibe going,
it makes shit hilarious.
If you got a good vibe going, it's great.
But it was smooth as hell for me, bro.
Great.
Hey,
but Vino, let me tell you though.
3 times the amount you want to normally take, bro. So that's not. You know,
oh, let me finish my story real quick. Let me finish
my
my story real quick. So, his guy is tripping, and I fed off of it. I'm like, and I'm telling him, and I'm thinking I'm saying this out loud, bro, shut the fuck up. I know this is your house, but shut the fuck up. He couldn't hear me. My guy had to come up to me because my muscles and my reactions were not loud. And he's like, hey, bro, he's telling you shut the fuck up. And I'm telling my guy, John, I'm like, bro, bring me to the bathroom right now. This shit is passing through me.
Have a good one, guys.
So much.
Oh yeah, it's really good to take shit.
All right. Bro, the rest of the time, and this is a very true story, I sat there on the toilet for 2 to 3 hours, shitting and tripping at the same time. And I mean, a life-changing experience.
Yeah.
I was literally talking to everyone in my hood, everyone that I knew in my circle, everyone that I loved, whomever that I care about was on a stage, and I'm talking to them individually, one by one, and shitting at the same time, but I'm tripping.
Yeah.
So this trip all calms down. I'm Gucci. I snap out of it, and I look around, I turn on the lights, and I'm like, all right, I didn't shit myself. I'm like, okay, And I'm thinking my guy had to clean up after me because I thought that I shitted myself while he took me to the bathroom. So I cleaned myself up. I opened the door. I looked outside of the, you know, his place. It's all clean. The lights are on. And I'm like, yo. He's like, bro, you okay? You okay? I'm like, yeah. Did you have to clean up that me? He's like, nah. He's like, you okay? I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
So, moral of the story, you know, you should try shrooms and just don't do as much as this guy.
Yeah, Vino, you said it was scary, right? You're like
It
you're
is
like
scary.
that. Yeah. I mean, like, but what it does, I think, though, is it eliminates the fear of that. You know what I mean? And the more fear that you eliminate of like possible things that you might see or might happen to you, like I think the more grateful it makes you. Like, you know,
Look,
like
it's not
in life.
crack or heroin.
Yeah, I feel like. So I
But
had this
what about the
experience.
bad trips though?
Oh, let me tell you.
What about the bad trips?
I've taken.
That sounded like a bad trip. You tripping and shitting at the same time. That's a bad trip right there. That's too much.
I haven't went public with this yet,
times that Michael take though, bro. You know.
but I've taken 750 UGs of acid, which is pretty much 7.5 tabs.
That's too much.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I took it. I was in Chicago. I took it, and I didn't really
I'm scared
even
of
know how much I was
anything
taking.
that got the name acid in it.
Yeah,
Terrified of
good
that.
old LSD. So I started feeling uncomfortable because what I feel like what shrooms and psychedelics do is they kind of make the small thoughts or like the stuff that you kind of push under the rug. You know what I mean?
Your
Like,
small insecurities.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm worried about, bro. I don't want to. It's shit that I'm trying to. It's shit that I didn't bury so fucking deep. You know what I'm
But when
saying?
you microdose, it does it piece by piece and time at
Right.
a time. So it's over time. But I took a big ass dose, right? So I'm thinking like 100 things at the same time. You know what I mean? So like, I'm going through this experience where like I'm starting to see like the past and the future like all at the same time. Like I'm seeing where my life is headed, and I'm seeing like where I came from and all the decisions that led up to like this moment right now, and then how it's gonna lead in the future if I keep making these types of decisions. And then you see where it could
have
go.
it changed you as a person? Have doing
Absolutely
shrooms changed you as a person?
Absolutely 100%.
Okay.
Now, Anthony, would you say that was for the better or for the worse?
I would say it was for the better.
Okay.
I mean,
Hey, can you
it might
explain
not
what
feel
that
like that.
micro?
I can tell you that. Well, this is a crazy thing because like this was maybe 2 years ago that I took this, right? And I seen like visions, right, of like stuff that happened that I came back and I realized, was that like the future or something? And I seen me having a child with this person who wasn't even my girlfriend at the time, and I wasn't even like sure if like that kind of thing would like. I was like, no way in hell that that's gonna happen. I don't know why I seen that, or because I still have the image in my head of like going through that, because it's not like you just see glimpses of it. Like it's like you're actually there. You're
Right.
actually experiencing this.
Mm.
So
That's
that girl
deep.
that was there, she's pregnant right now with my kid.
Wow, that shit is crazy.
And I felt like I lived.
This nigga's gonna be a
lifetimes.
papa.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I've never done it. I've never done it also, and honestly, I'm kind of freaked out about it too. Just for the simple fact that, like you said, there is a way that it could possibly be negative, and I feel like my mind, I get too deep to the point where I'll go crazy. You know?
Oh yeah.
Right,
See,
yeah, me
I'm
too,
the
bro.
same way. I'm the same
That
way.
is one second, guys. That is as you guys all know me well enough to know that I'm a fucking conspiracy theorist. So that being said, dark places is no stranger in my mind. Yeah. I'm saying as long as you go into this understanding that you need to maintain positive outlook and you are in a controlled environment, you'll be straight. I have not to this point in my personal experience, I don't know, 10 times, had a bad trip, but people have explained bad trips to me, and that shit sounds fucking terrible. But that's also due to not having a controlled environment, not knowing what you're getting into.
In that same trip, I walked into my own death so many times, like just on repeat, over and over and over and over.
Oh,
And
yeah, shit!
no,
See,
sir.
that's it. You just got me.
The thing is,
Shrooms though, that's not shrooms though.
the thing
No,
is,
sir.
yeah, shrooms too. If you take enough, I'm sure.
If you take enough, but what he
Yeah.
means by enough is too goddamn much.
Yeah,
What
it's
Yeah.
called in
See, if
the.
I were to have done
Okay.
it, if I were to do
Y'all,
it like right
y'all
now,
have
like
lost.
I
Y'all,
feel
y'all
like
have
the
lost
next,
this argument. It's over with.
yeah, like
I
I
don't
feel
want
like
to
the
do none
next
of it.
podcast you guys be having, you'd be like, damn, did you hear Nick fucking, he had a heart attack. His ass died like 30 times in his
And
dream
you're
and
gonna
shit.
think that if you
Nah.
take that much, you will think that, and you'll go through that experience.
No, sir.
Like if you think you're about to have a heart attack, you will have a heart attack in your head. The thing
No,
is, like,
sir. No, sir. No, sir. Absolutely
at least
not. I'm
that's
good.
how it's
I'm
like
straight.
for me. Like if whatever I think is
I'm all
about to
right.
happen, it'll happen in my head. But then you come back, and then you're like, okay, well, I've been through all that, so I'm not afraid.
Come back.
Yeah, you come back, like you come back to reality.
Now on the flip side of that, with a good trip, right? I've had it where shit was funnier than anything that I've ever experienced in my life.
It was like an
Where-
edible.
Yeah, eat edible for that.
it's like well, that's what it's like. It's like a strong edible.
It's like a
So
strong
then why?
edible.
So
How you
basically, you're
feel, look
describing that Netflix movie where if he takes a pill, he gets a superpower, or you die. I'm good with that. I would
It's
never
called
take
ego
that
death.
Yeah,
in the
right,
psychedelic
exactly.
community.
I feel
There's
that
something
too.
called ego death.
Ego death is when you. I think you got to take what 5 or 6 grams.
5 grams
but
of
you're
mushrooms.
not supposed to do that much. Like you
It's
only
called
do
the
that
hero's
much if
journey.
you're
Outrageous
experienced.
amounts of shit they're
Yeah.
telling y'all.
Because you'll go through hell, but you'll be in heaven at the same time. It's like the same thing. Like you will feel hell and you feel the best you've ever felt at the same time. In my experience, taking that what it's called is a heroic dose, and it's like pretty much a guaranteed ego death. It's like this goes into like dimensions and shit, because basically the way the dimensions work is like, okay, we're in the third dimension, so we live, our life
In the physical
realm, where we go to point A and then we go to point B, and then there's all that shit, and then fourth dimension will be time, right? So it's just the time that it takes to get from point A to point B, your death, right? So if we're in a 4D world, you would be experiencing your whole life at the same time. So you'd be feeling all the emotions you've ever felt in your entire life and all the experiences you went through. You would like be seeing it and experiencing it all at once, right? And then you go into the fifth dimension, and then when I think that the psychedelics are kind of like a key to the different dimensions. Like it just like literally opens your eyes to like other realities and shit, and things that are happening in other dimensions. And the fifth dimension would be like my life, how it is, like my timeline that I'm in. And then it could be like, but what if I made this decision and my life went this way? So then you experience that timeline, and then you experience all the infinite ways that your life could have gone. You know what I mean?
And that's more similar to how I've heard of DMT, because at the end of the day, that's the DMT is a chemical that our pineal gland. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the pineal gland, but this is the reason. Yeah, this is what they call the third eye. When you see ancient Egyptians and fucking anytime they're talking about the third eye, they're talking about the pineal gland and using it so it's actually an organ that's in our brain, and it's like when you die, and they say that you start to when you're your life flashes before your eyes. You can recreate that through psilocybin.
See, you know that flash, what I'm saying. So you'll see your life flash before your eyes, which is that 4D moment where you're experiencing your whole life in one moment, And
I've never experienced that.
I have.
And I think that's what it was when I tried DMT. It was a weird experience.
Oh, you got to try DMT?
Yeah, it was.
I heard it destroys your concept of time.
A little bit, because it's like it's only a 5-minute high, but it feels
it feels like it's hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't take enough
with
my first hit, but it was an experience, and then like you felt your spirit separate from your body.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's how you got one though. You know what I mean? I mean, you have one if you got one.
I can't wait to try DMT. I heard it's supposed to be given to you. You're not supposed to buy it your first time.
Yeah,
but
it happened when it happened.
Maybe it's just for like certain people, because like it's the same with weed for me. Like I know this sounds like fucked up for a lot of people, but for like I think I've smoked maybe 3 times in my life, and all 3 times, I just didn't like how with drinking, like you could drink and get tipsy, get a little more drunk, and then you could wing yourself off. You'll climb down a little bit. With weed, it's either you're sober, or that you take a couple puffs, and then you're high. There's no in between, and there's no, all right, never mind, I'm gonna stop smoking. It's just boom, it's just gonna hit you. And I didn't like that like I wasn't in control of it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's what getting high is like.
I think weed smokers will fuck with shrooms, honestly. I mean, I just started doing them, and it's like you can't be around. It's just like I feel like you could control everything because it's like you see some shit you don't want to say. Hey, bro, change the channel. I don't want to see that shit right now. It's like you're in control of everything. With the dose I took, I'm like, hey, I ain't trying to see this right now, or I ain't trying to talk about this right now. You know what I'm saying? You could just move past it, and if everyone's doing them, they're gonna understand it. Like, all right, cool. We on to the next. It's just if you're with a bunch of people, negative individuals or whatever, you have to all, go in knowing, you're trying to all, be on some cool shit.
Weed is a psychedelic too, so.
I haven't had a bad experience off it, but I also was in a controlled environment every time. It was cool. I was able to flesh out ideas. We talking. Whatever you got going on in your head that you're trying to figure out, you're gonna come to you're gonna figure it out in your head. Like, oh shit, I can do this, do that, do that. That was my experience from it. I was able to flesh a lot of shit out. Like, damn, I know I'm not good at this shit, but I'm gonna try to, dedicate time to this and that. To me, I already went in with a plan, kind of.
Yeah, you went in with like a productive mindset. Like, what do I need to work on?
If you want to watch cartoons or Dragon Ball Z, you're gonna be into that. You're gonna be into that shit.
Exactly. You go for real.
I'm into that shit. I'm into that shit completely sober.
Damn, Isaiah, why the whole screen light up?
Yeah, I was thinking about how bald I look, and I was gonna go back and put my hat on, and then I was like, "Fuck these guys."
But that's my experience, though. I don't want people. I know, and it's a stigma coming from the hood and shit. You're like, man, I don't know. Like I said, I had good experience of it. The stories they told you are like extreme amounts that you're not going to take your first time.
What's crazy about enough, man. What's crazy about the hood is like they put stigmas on certain drugs, but the niggas be popping crazy ass pills.
Xanax.
Hell yeah.
And
popping all kind of weird shit.
But I had stigmas on all of that. So me, it was just like I just got into weed like 4 or 5 years ago because I was a heavy drinker. I kind of weed myself out drinking. And I think that's helped with clarity. Weed was like my kind of like, all right, cool, this shit. I was tweaking this whole time, not smoking. Like, and then, people have been telling me for years about the shroom shit. I was always like, same shit, like, man, I don't know. I'm not trying to have a bad trip. Like how all you guys are thinking is literally what I was thinking the entire time. Like, nah, bro, I'm good. That's some crackhead shit. How we automatically that's our automatic go-to line for anything that we think is a hard drug. That's crackhead shit, bro. I ain't fucking with that. Like
immediately, that's how the urban community sees everything.
Oh, dude's dabbing. That's some crackhead. People see me dabbing. Oh, that's some crackhead shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's a stigma. So I feel because I was feeling the same way. But like I said, my experiences were good, bro. Like you was able to flesh it out, face yourself, and also just man, you were able to bounce ideas and shit. But if you're trying to work on your music, man, you probably go crazy with that. Because it's all
some of my best music was
I know you do music, so like whatever ideas you got, you trying to make your next shit.
Honestly, I feel like my experiences with psychedelics definitely shaped me.
But me, I was able to flesh out a lot of shit. So I think for you as a musician, you'll have a lot more ideas on.
Right.
I can't tell you what you're gonna have ideas on, but if you go in with that mindset, I almost, with my experience, you're going
and it expands your mind, it allows you to have new ideas, you know what I mean? So you're not just
before we transfer to the next topic.
Is Bruce still on? I didn't hear Bruce talk. I want to hear Bruce.
I think Bruce might have hopped off. I'm not sure what happened there. He was on, and then I don't know where he went.
He's an artist. I was hearing that maybe he been in the artist community. Maybe he had tried it or some shit. Maybe.
So before we change topics, because I do want to ask you guys about this. This shit is silly, but Ide is on the call. He's our resident Slav, and I'm pretty sure that you're no stranger to psilocybin. So if you could tell us about your specific experience, maybe then Vino and Nick could get a little bit more.
Oh no, y'all have already burnt it up for me. I want no parts of any of that.
When I was talking about the 5D stuff, like all your lives, like in the infinite ways that it could have gone, it doesn't stop there.
Vino, you don't gotta be scared, bro.
Yeah.
Moderation.
Don't-
Start
don't
small.
be
Because like
scared.
these dudes over
That's
here
don't be
taking.
scared.
They
I
just tell
started,
you the
you
most
know,
outrageous amounts, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're literally talking
one
about a
tab is
5'2",
fine.
145-pound
Yeah,
man
yeah.
doing
See,
a
Hey,
10
Vino,
grams.
if I didn't get scared off, the first time I ever tried the shit, we had nobody to cop the shit off of, none of that, right? So we found some dude, and he was like, "Yeah, I got some." Turns out this man found a random just mushroom somewhere growing, right? Like, and sold that shit to us. We were goofy ass kids, right? Had no idea how this shit looked, nothing.
Yeah.
Bro, we all ate that shit. When Gook was telling his story about him sitting on the toilet, not knowing if he was shitting or whatever the fuck, bro.
Right.
We were gonna go fishing and do this shit. We got to the fishing spot, bro. All of us just start like damn near shitting ourselves, bro. Like we start puking first, and then everybody's like, "Yo, I gotta go to the bathroom." Bro,
You can throw up, but after you can enjoy the high.
Yeah.
Or
Oh
the
no,
ride.
that'll happen regardless, because
Yeah.
like your body will want to reject it. So
I don't want to turn anybody off to it, but one time my friend took shrooms, and right next to me, he had 2 seizures.
What? Yeah, I'm done, bro. It's nothing. It's nothing.
Never
I'm
seen
not
that.
doing it. my guy.
I've never seen that or heard
Nah,
of it. I've never
good,
seen it
bro.
or heard of it.
Hey, point is for me, bro. Like if I didn't like that bad mushroom I got sold, if that shit didn't turn me away, I don't think nobody should down it, bro. After that, every time I did it, as long as I was in a good headspace and around good people, I was cool, bro. I had a good time.
I've heard. So far, I've heard 3 good stories and 7 bad ones. So I think I'm gonna go ahead.
Every time I've done shrooms and every time I've done LSD, it's been fine. But I'm a chill dude. I'm very grounded to reality, and I like to stay in a controlled environment.
Right.
So it's like that office that Isaiah's in. Well, not really the office, but that background. That was kind of the space I was in when I first did LSD. And like the lights, I was able to change the lights. We had video games, we had music, like we had snacks.
See,
So it
your
was real
shit sounds
comfortable.
lit. Your shit sounds like some how high shit.
One time I was
like that.
You need
That's
a
what I'm looking
Sherpa.
for.
Yeah, you need a Sherpa. You need somebody to guide you to like.
You need a guide.
One time I was listening to my this album that I just made like 3 years ago, you know, off the SIB, and it was amazing. Like I was able to like visualize the music, and I was just closing my eyes listening to it, literally in heaven, to the point where like when I got done to it, I didn't even really remember it. I just remember like
Music
it was dope
also
as hell.
feels way better. Music,
Yeah.
you feel it
Yeah.
in like.
Bro, you feel that shit. That
It's
shit.
hard to explain, but you feel it.
And then I made some of the
Yeah.
best music I made after that trip.
Y'all got me so. Y'all, I'm torn. It's like
That's exactly what it is, though.
You
You know, that's exactly, you're torn. Like that's how it is. Like in the trip, you know what I mean? If you
The best hug I ever got in my life was off shrooms.
The best hug?
The best hug, bro.
Yeah.
Oh damn! What would sex feel like?
No, yeah,
Man,
right.
next
I
level.
never had
That
sex
shit
off the
probably
shit, but
raw. I never tried it, but that shit, the way I felt, I'm like that shit would probably be cold blooded. But I
Next
don't know.
level. It tastes better. That's all I
I
can
was
say.
walking down the street, right, and there was this bush, and the bush was calling me, bro. It was like, "Come here, come here, come here." And the closer I got to that shit, I just fell into it, right? I've never felt such an embrace in my life. And I have loving
We're one with
parents, I
nature,
have
bro.
good family, I have all that shit. Like that was a different type of embrace, you know.
I think you know what I think at the end of the day, you know, I the stigma's gone, but at the same time I'll live like vicariously through you guys. Like, you know, you guys do it, and if I'm with you guys, I'll be like, damn, this is cool as shit. But I
Sounds
won't
like you scared.
I need to be with one of y'all. Like I don't need to do it by myself. That shit I ain't gonna.
Notice how anybody's reason for not doing psychedelics is because they're scared, though. But I bet you.
Nigga, you talking about you? This man say he was tripping and shitting at the same time. I'm scared, rightfully so.
He took 10, bro.
Yeah, he took 10 grams, bro. You're supposed to do an 8.
3. I took 3, bro, and then the next time I took like 1.5 or 2. So he took like 10 grams. So
all right. So
okay.
So sorry.
What about the guy having seizures?
Hold on 1 second. Seizures? Yeah, nah. That shit is too much.
But
for me,
I
bro.
never heard of that happening before that happened to
That
me.
dude
Like
could be epileptic for all we know.
he's never had
Yeah,
a seizure
but I mean,
before
but then
though.
he
It
died
was
a
weird.
million times in his trip. He was dying continuously. Like,
Yeah, I
that's
forgot
simple.
about that. Oh yeah. I forgot
He
about that.
also,
Yeah.
hold on,
That was
guys.
Vino, wasn't it?
Hold on, guys. He
That's
also
too
is a
much.
young Caucasian male, and we all know that they do more drugs than you're supposed to.
Yeah, they
Like, we
threshold is a
all
little bit
know
stronger
that.
than
This is
everybody else's.
true about Caucasian
When
people,
you're
as racist
when
as
you're
it sounds.
tripping with your thought process is what's relevant and going on with you in your world while you are taking mushrooms, that is gonna come out. Whatever you're
so
hiding,
basically,
whatever you're I'm sorry,
but see,
let me take that one back.
that's what I'm
Whatever
scared
you're
of.
not being
Suppressing-
honest
That's
with
what I'm scared
yourself
of.
about.
Yeah.
Yes, absolute
That's
facts.
what I'm scared of.
Because
That's
Don't
what I'm
face
scared of.
yourself, my boy, but
at the
it's good. I'm
same
telling
time,
you.
I'm literally
terrified of that.
having a life
You'll
conversation
have to face yourself.
with everyone that's in my
There's
relevancy
certain
at
parts
the
of myself
time.
I ain't ready to face.
Listen,
But you gotta eventually
hold
you're
on,
gonna
hold on
face it. You
So
do you
hold
like
on one
roller
second, guys.
coasters?
Hold on one second, guys. So Vino, one of the things. So I drink. That's my thing. It is what it is. My dad's a Muslim though, so he doesn't drink at all, and he views somebody who has 2 drinks a week as an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that my dad always said to me, and at the time I didn't understand, was you're running away from yourself. Why
Yeah.
are you afraid to be alone with yourself? And
Yeah.
that's a question that you have to ask
Uh-huh.
yourself first, and then
Mhm.
come to terms with whatever the true and honest answer is before you can enjoy shit the way that you're supposed to. Otherwise, if you're sitting around feeling guilty or thinking about fucked up shit that you have
I
to.
am, bro. I am though. That's the thing. I
Yeah.
am, bro.
I mean,
So
would you rather
shrooms is gonna make you confront that, and
Yeah.
one of two things is gonna happen: either you're gonna fall deeper into it, or you're going to come to the truth about it and be able to live with it.
Right.
And
See,
come
I
to
think
and come to terms with yourself.
you're gonna have to
about
face
it.
yourself regardless, whether it's when you die or before you die. And
Start
and
with
it's whether
micro-
you
little
think it's better
microdoses,
to,
bro.
yeah, microdoses. But is it better to do it before you die, or is it better to do it, when you literally forced to? Because
I'll put that on.
No,
I'll put that on. This is when I die.
I'm not sitting here like forcing you to do it.
Yeah.
We're telling you our experience so that you don't think of it as a negative. Even though I took that much and I was on a shitter and I was tripping, I really did get a big life experience out of it. Like it was.
This shit
David,
like
how
some-
many
this shit
trips?
sound like
How
some
many
Dr.
trips have you
Strange
had
shit.
that were good?
Man,
I say all my
I've
trips
only
were
had
good.
I've only had one bad trip, and it wasn't what I just told y'all about that at all. To me, that what I just told you, my story was it was life changing. It made me think about a lot of different things in a lot of different ways. The only time that I had a bad trip was my first time because I don't think I took enough. That was all.
You didn't take enough?
Yeah, I didn't think I took enough. Every other time.
Oh, right.
Every other time I was, I took a good amount where I felt the effect, but the first time where I took it and I didn't feel what I was expecting and the lights and the body and the feel and whatnot, like that was the only time I had a bad trip.
The first time I agree with you. The first time that I did trip, I took 3 tabs, and my girl at the time left all of the shit that she had of mine on my front porch. That day while I was tripping, I was like, "You don't got to do that right now. Please don't do that right now."
That shit was probably your fault, more likely than not. Anytime she bring your shit to where you at, that should be your fault. More likely than
She
not.
listens to Taylor Swift though. That's the thing.
Oh, she's one of those whites.
You should have been dumped her.
So Ty Riggs is actually a person who is looking for a sugar mama to supply him with. He's trying to secure the PS5, is what I'm trying to get at here.
At all times. Every time.
I too am trying to secure the PS5. And if any of you weirdos out there who are watching our video, not all
I
of
ain't
you are
want a
weirdos.
PS5 at first, but I do want one now though.
I need to play that Spider-Man game. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
like, I know
Spider-Man look lit.
Some of you want to play it. I need to play that Spider-Man game. I've
Yeah,
been waiting for
Isaiah.
Black
I agree.
Spider-Man since Spider-Man existed.
He's been out since like 1999, bro.
And
he has,
I
but
wanted
like
to play as I wanted to be a black nigga with mics, web slinging through New York City, fucking niggas up, doing crime and shit.
And he mixed. He's not 100% black.
Yeah, the
He's
one
not.
thing
He's
I don't
Puerto
like about
Rican,
him,
but
yeah, that's what I was
Puerto
like.
Rican
He's just
is
a dark
just
skinned Puerto
Spanish
Rican.
speaking niggas.
I was
That's
waiting for
all
someone
that
to
is.
chime in upon that. Mijo.
Hey Isaiah,
That's all
I
you
wanted
heard.
to ask
They hear
you.
his
I wanted
dad
to ask you
talking.
what you
It was
thought
his
about that
mom.
post.
So you all right. So we can segue into your post, Nick. You can ask that question and I can delve more into that. I want to get you guys' opinions on this right here because to me, I'll give you guys my opinions after. I just want to know you guys' opinions on this being Chicago news. So you guys can see the screen. We're not releasing this audio only, so I don't need to explain it for the listeners. But as you guys can see, downtown Alderman wants Trump Tower sign removed from city skyline.
Hell no.
It's
What the
gonna
fuck that got to
go.
do with
Bro, I don't give a fuck. Who
It's gonna
cares?
go. Bro,
extra about the hate.
they're chastising this man. They're literally.
Y'all wild as hell. How y'all gonna tell him to take his damn business sign
It's gonna
down?
happen.
Fucking goofy.
His
Watch
business.
But
But
dude, fuck
Hold
dude.
on,
But
his legal
What
team.
is really going on here, bro?
Hold on one second, guys. Let me tell
They're
you guys
trying to
this.
disgrace this man however they can. They're literally throwing everything that they got. Impeachment twice. Oh, this guy was inciting riots.
Let me tell you guys this real quick. So
I need to know.
When I was in Panama, I went to Panama like 2 years ago with my wife, or last year, whenever I got married, like a year and a half ago with my family, with my in-laws.
He done forgot all about his relationship.
And it's fucked up too because my wife texted me and told me she was watching. I hope she's not still watching. But
she watching though.
He's like, I went on this date in Panama with some girl, and
I say that to say, I went in one of the dopest fucking hotels I ever been in my life. In the casino in that hotel, it was lit. There was we was gambling. Drinks were not free while you were gambling. Oh no, wait, they might have been free while you were gambling, but I don't like to drink while I gamble. I like to drink in between gambling, so that's always a catch-22 for me. But either way, why I even brought it up is because, like I said, dopest hotel, like one of the dopest hotels I ever been in, dopest casino I ever been in, and after we're there kicking it and shit, my father-in-law ends up telling me, this is actually Trump's building, but they took his name off the building when he won the presidency or whatever. So I imagine something similar could happen
take
here.
my name off my building.
Hey, but apparently they can do that shit based on city ordinances saying shit like.
I thought this was America, man.
Yeah, but this is America. Wait, hold on 1 second. There's quite a few Northsiders on this podcast, and for any of you guys who are familiar with Wrigleyville, we all know of the business called Nuts on Clark.
Hey y'all, please, I'm driving, so please ignore my GPS.
That's all. It's all good. So there's a business called Nuts on Clark up in Wrigleyville. Wrigleyville is where the Chicago Cubs play baseball. It's like that whole little area because it's a fucking bar town. Chicago has like the highest people to bar ratio in the world or some shit like that. At least in the country, if not the world.
Look, bro,
all that being said, you can't have a sign of a dick as your business sign. You can't have like a sign of a cucumber and a peach. I'm pretty sure you can't have like a cucumber and a peach as your business logo because it's offensive to passerbyers.
Okay,
there's a lot of people who are offended by everything. So this is how
it is in a white neighborhood.
So what are you gonna tell about the Georgia peach then?
But how the fuck you gonna be offended by my last name?
But listen,
name Trump.
yeah, I get that.
So look, it's not about the being offended part. That's not what it's about. But the location is dictated by the aldermen of that area. So if that location, if they just do like the residents in that area or the businesses in that area, they do like a little survey and see if like everybody is okay with it. If everybody's okay with it, it's the same with building.
It's going to be a petition and everything.
Yeah, it's going to be a petition. Now, the Trump Tower, I will say this, prior to him being elected, my dad and I were talking about it, and he had to pay a shit ton of people to get that sign put up. And then finally, when he got it put up, they've been trying to take this shit down for years because he's the only one that put his name on that shit. And it wasn't in regulation.
So he's got legal stipulations upon all this then.
He's grandfathered in. He's grandfathered in because he did it before they put in those regulations. But with all this shit coming up, it might be just enough push where they might be able to just
retract my
overrule it.
statement. If he's grandfathered in, that's like telling a bar owner that you can't that you used to close at 5, now you're closing at 4. But they're grandfathered in.
So
you know which bar I'm talking about too.
Dudes can make rules at any time they want. That's what politicians do. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but I want to have a conversation about free speech.
Right, exactly. So it's like, regardless of how you feel about Donald Trump, is it right that y'all tell this man he can't put his name on the building he owns?
I feel that it's wrong for them to do that.
He's a man with kids and a family.
With everything that's going on and what they're doing to him, I feel personally, and I'm not speaking for everyone, that it's wrong for telling them to take his name off this building that he had built over here.
So they're not even telling him.
Regardless of
They're
the
gonna
nonsense.
remove it.
Regardless of it's just like,
what are we really saying?
like people calling the Willis, like the Sears Tower, the Willis Tower. No.
Lori Lightfoot.
Like even though I'm a Cubs fan, I will never call Comiskey any other name because it's Comiskey Park. I grew up seeing Comiskey Park.
Isaiah,
not US Cellular
they
Field.
wouldn't remove it.
Like even though I'm a Cubs fan, big diehard Cubs fan, I love my Cubbies, but out of respect for the Sox, even though they're on the other side, I can't call it no other name. It's Comiskey Park to me, no matter what.
Right.
So basically, what they're saying in the article, and I know Nick was saying that. So basically, what they're saying is, under the proposed ordinance, so they're proposing a new ordinance. If someone is found guilty of treason, sedition, or subversive activities, their permit will either be denied or revoked in Chicago. A second proposal would also bar anyone convicted of such crimes from doing business in the city. So this is assuming that they can actually prove that this nigga did any type of treason or sedition, which I think some of this shit's gonna backfire on them just based on how things play out. But
there's also a bunch of people that are on no flight list right now for being at that Trump rally or whatever too. So
absolutely.
they would also fall under that.
People are pop. They're getting arrested. They think they're playing around with all the technology and the cameras that are going around. They think they're not going to get caught or
just like the
Dummy
people who
shit.
rioted during the
Dummy
George
shit.
Floyd protests, right? A lot of those people are getting booked now. You know what I'm saying? Months and months later, thinking that it's over with. A lot of those people are getting booked now. So
for you.
The things that you do, the things that people do while they're fucking thinking that, oh, this is just internet, so none of it's real. All of this shit is coming to bite people in the ass. And look, none of us were down in fucking DC storming no goddamn Capitol building. And
For
realistically,
damn sure.
this
I'm not running up on no damn. I ain't running up on no federal building.
Me either.
There's no point. There's no point.
I'm not trying to be in a crowd of millions of people in general.
End up getting hit like Shorty.
Too big
in
of
the
a
neck.
target.
Yeah,
I'm serious. They could blow us up. I don't know. Fuck all that.
I ain't running up on no feds at all. Niggas is that.
Listen,
I ain't gonna lie.
Feds, for any of the feds listening, we are law-abiding civilians, and we
Yes,
want
sir.
no
Yes, sir.
smoke
Super
with
law
you
abiding.
niggas. No
Super
smoke
law
with
abiding.
you savages. We respect
But
your
also-
savage, and we understand that you got a 98% conviction rate.
And I will say,
I'm not
y'all-
running up on. I'm not running up on no federal nothing.
Yeah, no, they you know what time it is running up on the. We already know historically what they do. So
All right, guys. So we got like, I try to close it out by 10 here, guys. So we got about 30 minutes left. I want to make sure that every one of you gets to talk about whatever it is that you wanted to talk about as far as Chicago goes, Chicago news, just pop culture, or things that are, have a chance to impact all of us as a whole. Nick, what you're looking at right now is David. We built an arcade, an old school style arcade, 4 players. We could play fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on that bitch, or we could run a Mortal Kombat tournament out of this bitch, old school style.
Put that street
So
light on there so I can watch you niggas.
we got all that, as well as that motherfucker is a fire ass fucking TV that we got for the low, and we can watch all types of bootleg shit on there because that motherfucker's jailbroken.
Hey, I thought we were law-abiding citizens.
We are.
Yeah, man.
What I said.
Jailbreaking something just voice the warranty. It don't break no laws.
Yeah, no,
Hey,
that's
bro.
fine. Like Amazon might fuck around and send a force update and get rid of my video on that bitch, and then I just need some.
Law-abiding citizen. See the YouTube?
Yeah, no, we good.
Hey,
I'm just
Isaiah.
To load
Yes,
up.
sir. So Nick had a question.
So that post, I want to know all of your guys' perspectives on that post. Hopefully, if you're gonna leave by 10 and everybody gives their
Did you
perspectives on
share that
Chicago.
post, Nick?
No, I didn't share it. I tagged
Let me
you
see
in
if
it,
I
but
can find them.
I could read it back because I seen this post so many times.
Here, I'm on his page now. Let me see if I can find this specific post.
So by memory, I think it was we marched because y'all are killing us. You marched.
Oh yeah, let me show
you
it.
rioted. Yeah, that's go ahead.
All right, so here's the post. We marched. We marched because we were getting killed. Y'all are rioting. Y'all are rioting because you did not get your way. We are not the same. Now, let me tell you. Like I said in the comments when you tagged me, there's a few different ways that I look at this.
There's multiple different ways you can look at it.
So the sentiment itself, Black Lives Matter. First and foremost, I don't agree with the term that melanated people are black because at law, black means civil mortus, which means dead. So I believe that that's word magic. But moving past that, right? That's on some whole other shit. There's a small faction of people who will really understand what I'm talking about there.
I understand what you're saying.
All right. So all that being said, Black Lives Matter, the sentiment. I agree with the sentiment. The group Black Lives Matter has been co-opted by what seems like white liberal extremists. In my opinion, this is what they seem like to me. Some people refer to them as Antifa. I can't say that all these people are Antifa, but what I can say is they are absolutely privileged liberal extremists, not all white. Now,
right.
Mostly white.
After the George Floyd murder, obviously everybody agrees that the shit was fucked up. Nobody is defending the cops' action, not even the fucking cops. All that being said, right, without a doubt. All that being said, I think that the movement Black Lives Matter, the ideology Black Lives Matter has a ton of people behind it. People of all races, a lot of melanated individuals, but people of all races. Now, we saw over the summer what they called mostly peaceful protest, but these motherfuckers burning down cities, burning down government buildings. They burnt was that Minnesota, Minneapolis? They burnt that bitch up. Fucking DC, they was sending buildings the fuck up. Like we saw a lot of fucking crime at government buildings 6 months ago. That being said, why is it treason? Why is it sedition? Why is it insurrection in one scenario, but not the other? Because none of us were out there for any of it. So the way that I'm looking at it is, how is it fucking different? It doesn't matter what your fucking cause is, because if the Black Panthers would have burnt down government buildings, they would have called it treason and sedition and insurrection. But when it suits a political narrative that benefits the powers that be, that's not the narrative that we go with. So they called it all peaceful over the summer, but then literally when these fucking loonies rushed the Capitol building last week, literally after this nigga Trump says be peaceful and shit, they do this shit. This is all treason, sedition, and all that shit. So I kind of got to look at it like, why are we not calling a spade in every scenario? Sometimes we call a spade a heart, but then other times we call a spade a spade. How are we
You definitely
picking
got to
and
draw the
choosing?
line all the way across.
And
Right,
I would
it needs
also
to be
like to
clear.
say that a lot of these people that went to that rally or whatever, they feel like the left or the opposing side or whatever is getting people killed at the same time.
And you're entitled to feel how you feel. I agree with that. Problem is the way that the media narrates these things, because the media is what controls the mind of the masses. Realistically, we were all growing up, outside of maybe you, Anthony, we were all growing up when we all thought Afghanistan, Iraq, they all had weapons of mass destruction, because the media says something enough times where people are liable to believe it. That's how brainwash works. So
I was
why are you
they ain't had
repeating?
no weapons of fucking mass destruction.
You said what?
I said I was there. There was no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq.
You did get deployed to Iraq, correct?
Yep.
And based on what you saw, you're saying that y'all didn't find no weapons of mass destruction.
I mean, I got over there in 2010, so it was a good probably 4.5 years into the war.
Right.
But yeah, it was very clear. It was immediately clear that we weren't there for that. It was almost instantly clear that we weren't there for that.
So Nick, I don't even know if Nick's still on here. Like fucking Nick asked the question. I don't even know if he's still on here.
I'm still on.
Oh, okay. So Nick, I look at it like, look, I understand that it's very easy to manipulate people based on things like race. And I think that is exactly what we're watching going on. I think it's very easy to manipulate straight Caucasian males into thinking that they're being fucking victimized and nobody gives a shit about them, because realistically, if you pay attention to the media, straight Caucasian males are the bad guy. Somehow white women have escaped that, even though they were there every step along the way of every goddamn crime these guys committed.
They got Karen culture now though.
They did get Karen culture, but at the same time,
Karen
it's like,
culture. That's funny as hell.
yeah, these bitches are wild. We seen this lady fucking called the police on the bird watching black guy. How many fucking black people bird watched? One. How many people bird watched? Two. How many thugs bird watched? Three. Four. What the fuck did you think this black guy with glasses and binoculars was about to do to you right now, bitch?
She thought she was the bird that he was looking for.
A black man with glasses
so
and
dumb.
binoculars, if he's gonna do something to you, you probably ain't gonna see it coming.
Bex, you got binoculars.
Right. He saw you
Binoculars
first.
are just a creepy. Binoculars are creepy in
It
itself.
seems like some shit that a pervert would have. Like it just does. Like
Niggas just got some binoculars laying around the crib. I don't know.
But like, to go back to the post in and of itself, like the thing that I was like kind of just I felt some type of way about was just the fact that like they make it seem like with the rhetoric and the word choice that was used in the post, it makes it seem like we marched, and that's putting like quote, like in my mind it's putting quotes like us implying that that's all they did. We marched because we're getting killed, and then to put in quotes, y'all rioted because you didn't get your way. And the root of it wasn't that they didn't get their way. The root of it was that they felt like the system as a republic, the government as a republic, isn't real. Like that it was all rigged. So that means the people's voice isn't real. That means that we're not electing these officials. These officials are electing themselves, which would then in turn mean that we're in a fake ass government. You know what I'm saying?
Nick,
you just learning this now?
Let's not get Isaiah started.
Hey, you just learning this now?
Hold on 1 second, guys.
Oh shit.
So Nick, based on your understanding, because like Vino, you're also in service. So based on my understanding of the US Constitution, if that were the case and the government was operating illegally, it would be in the people's rights to then overthrow this illegally operating government, would it not?
Yes.
Assuming
it's
the people
revolution
have
time.
rights in reality.
It's revolution time. At the end of the day, that's how
Look.
we became a country to start with. So that would be how we would then take it back.
YouTube's not gonna like this video.
I've spoken on that many a time.
Are rights real?
But
You
we
know
know
Not under the U.S. corporation. We only have privileges as under the corporation. But if you operate outside of the corporation, then yes, you have inalienable and unalienable rights. Your rights are not given to you by the government. Your rights are, the government is solely there to protect your God-given rights.
So 2020 should have taught us all that, we should all see that none of these politicians are for us at all.
Either side, fuck them all.
Black and brown people, we know historically neither side is good for us.
Agree.
But as a people, we have to come to an understanding on what's the best way forward.
Exactly.
So we've been. So look, let me tell a quick story.
Look,
I went back to school,
the only other recount was George Bush and Al Gore. The only other recount.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So fuck all that. So also, Nick, I told you last time you were on here that the media is propaganda, all of it, and I say all of it is propaganda. They've been talking shit about Trump the entire time since he started running for president. So they're not going to stop now. And a year and a half ago, I went back to school, right? And I had a class with some female who used to wear a MAGA hat, and I used to get pissed off, like, this bitch wearing a MAGA hat? The audacity of this racist ass bitch, you know what I'm saying? I was looking on Amazon to get a hat, like make racists afraid again, all type of shit, because I was a brainwashed goofball myself, just because, and I don't even watch the news, but just every interaction you hear the name Trump was always negative. So instantly, I'm already on dirt with this man for no reason, not even looking into anything he's got going on, just all the media is just bombarding you in every way. ESPN, because I don't even watch the news, but ESPN and sports, you got celebrities, and that's why we got to stop celebrity worship, because they are selling us down the river too. That's a whole nother story. But every single person you hear that is in our communities, our Democratic leaders, are all on dirt with this man. So instantly we're all on dirt. Like, as people, it's naturally to be on dirt with him because we're just being fed all this bullshit.
Which doesn't make sense, because it's a whole bunch of people who we don't even fuck with like that.
Yes, exactly. So then I come to realize it's like you start seeing that there a lot of things they were saying were lies. I'm not saying it was and then they fuck Trump too. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with either side. It's just I feel like one side is worse than the other. And I'm just trying to stay out the way of both of them. But I know both of these people ain't for us at all. So we just have to come to the people that, hey, we're like coming at these Republicans all day long, but also praising our Democratic leaders when they haven't done a fucking thing for us. And they're the ones who creating all these strict rules on us.
So it's all a trick.
So you see a murder in Chicago, like the murder rate in Chicago rises up instantly. Everyone's blaming Trump. And then you think about it, it's like, how does that make sense? Like, we have mayors, we have aldermen, we have governors.
They blame somebody else for that.
Well, we instantly, it's not like these murders weren't occurring before Trump was in office. So then you have to realize that it's our own political leaders in our own communities and neighborhoods. And I grew up in Democratic liberal areas that I consider myself a liberal just last year. Now I'm like, fuck both sides. I don't give a fuck about neither one. But they lie to us constantly, and the liberal media and liberals are the ones that own the entire media.
Yeah, and if you're thinking about
their whole game plan is just to attack this group of people. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be surprised, Nick. What I'm trying to get at is I don't even look at none of that shit. To me, that article means nothing to me because it doesn't surprise me. They've been attacking this man for 4 years straight. That's all. And some of it might have been true, but a lot of it I've seen has been false. But I don't even give a fuck. That's not even a big issue to me. But they gotta clog the news cycle with bullshit ass articles like that all day long to program our mind.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing that I wanted to talk about was because how do we? Oh, go ahead.
Ignore it, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're pushing this agenda. We have to come to understanding that we shouldn't even be watching these people. We're giving these people views. Like we shouldn't even, like, bro. Separate yourself from all mainstream news, and your life will be better, bro. Because it's all propaganda, bro. You know? What I mean? Literally, it's all of it.
But here's the thing that I was talking because this is one of my best friends posted this. and I got a little upset because I understand it's a passionate issue when it comes to Black America and all that stuff, when it comes to like the racism and the systemic inequality and stuff. So I understood that, but I was saying, but the post in and of itself is false because you're operating under a bad premise, and that's what these politicians want. They're spinning a narrative and they're spinning people around to try to make this race war, to say that it was all fueled by Trump, when in reality they're the ones like perpetuating it, and they're the ones fueling it.
And this is a tweet that was shared by 25 people, right?
Bro, it's algorithms, bro. Algorithms, they're gonna the Twitter, all these algorithms are only gonna show that type of shit.
Exactly.
And, that's all
there's so many of these posts that I've seen
Ignore it.
on Instagram and on Twitter, man, and it's all just kind of like forces an opinion into your head. You know what I mean? But what you said, Henry, when you were saying like what you said, something along the lines of like, what do we do to actually like step away from this, they're lying to us, like how do we separate ourselves from this? You know what I mean? And the answer is not found in storming any buildings or rioting or any of that shit, because first of all, do you know who you're asking for what? And second of all, the money that you're using to fund these types of things, do you know where it comes from?
Facts.
Because it's the Federal Reserve isn't, despite it being called the Federal Reserve, it's not a government building.
It's a privately owned corporation.
It's a privately owned corporation.
There's
and that's
so
where
much-
all the money is printed from. So
There's
all
so
these
much
big
we can do.
corporations and banks that are lending money to these big ass corporations, and all these corporations are giving money back to all these taxes and all this money.
Yeah,
it's all coming from them. So they're funding certain things.
What do they call that game where you put like a pebble under fucking a card, or 3 cards you got on the table, and you shift them around? That's all they're doing with the money.
What I
think
stated
it's called
earlier was
3-card
like
Monty. 3-card Monty.
What I said earlier was all surface level stuff. There's much deeper. You guys can definitely check out our Scarecrow's Wish episodes to see we delve deep into the deep state.
That's our
and
Conspiracy Facts podcast.
our
Go peep the
Conspiracy Facts
shirts.
Yeah. So yeah, peep the shirt. So we delve much deeper into that. So it's just so much. It's hard to you really have to dig deep, Nick, when it comes to all of this stuff. It's just, but I would just say the root of it is algorithms, and the media is not your friend, bro. They're trying to get this emotion out of you to be negative, bro. Like it's designed to give you that ride. Like that's why that's why
everybody's a critic, everybody's a hater. They see something on the
So-
media and they have an opinion about it.
I kind of understand that point, but I'm more thinking about like how do I play my part within the society to like share like what's the best and the most articulate way to share and
It's like
express my opinion and
you
say,
become
hey,
a
this is
martyr
bullshit.
almost. You become a martyr
pretty
almost.
much. That's how I felt too. 30 people commenting on that shit, like blasting me, saying, "Oh, this the only dude on here that ain't black" and shit like that. I'm like, dude, come on, bro. Like, first of all,
you'll
I'm
get
not
that
the only
reaction
person.
all day, bro. I get that reaction, and not because I'm not black, and I grew up in an urban community around black people all day long. Got plenty of friends, and I get that reaction. But I'm comfortable, You're gonna have, if you're gonna go into that scenario, you gotta understand, because
you really gotta truly understand.
I don't even try to delve
like,
into it unless like I got time or whatever. But if you are gonna delve into those type of arguments, bro, you have to automatically expect
and
that
take it into
that's
the
energy
DMs,
you're
bro,
gonna
and
get.
don't.
You're gonna get the energy all day, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's but the thing is, you got to understand that if you can get to one person, spread the truth to 1 or 2 people, then you did your job. They're gonna spread it. So I mean, I catch flack Isaiah catches flack. I catch flack all day long on my views, and I'm absolutely okay with that.
People by and large stop debating with me because niggas got tired.
Some people
of
do too, because it's like,
I bring
look,
receipts.
You know what I'm saying?
Something called cognitive dissonance, man, and it is filled. This world is
people are
filled
cool
with
living in a false reality, bro. Like I was, what I'm saying, people are cool. They're cool with their comfortable truth. They don't want to step out of it, and they're so entrenched in their views and so entrenched on people they don't know. We don't know any of these people.
But we only got like a little bit over 10 minutes here left, and I want to end on a lighter note. I don't ever want us to finish off on such the things that cause people high-strung emotions. So Ty Riggs, The name of your episode that you did originally with us was called "You Know How I Know God Is Black," and the reason that it was called that was because that was the premise of one of your jokes. Ty Riggs, I don't know if you're still working that joke in your set, but if you're okay with it, I would like for you to tell that joke here today.
You know, I didn't forgot that joke, but I think oh, yeah, you know why I know God is black is because he fucked Mary and left us pregnant.
Right. He definitely yeah, like it was a little bit more elaborate, but that is the premise of the joke, how he made a single mom out here. She just out here, you know, making it happen on her
That's
own and shit
hilarious.
like that.
How do you feel as a
hilarious.
comedian, like being asked to tell a joke on the spot? Does it happen
Sometimes
a
it's
lot?
hard. Yeah, it happens way too much. Like I was
Yeah,
invited
funny
to a
man.
clubhouse. I was invited to a clubhouse party and to tell a joke, and I'm like, I don't have clubhouse jokes.
What are y'all doing in a clubhouse?
No. So Clubhouse is a new social media where all these fucking like
Oh, okay.
DJ Academics and 21
Okay.
Savage and Meek Mills had a whole fucking 30-minute argument on the bitch. Like it's a new thing where
Yeah.
basically celebrities are embarrassing themselves
Nice.
through public discourse because they show that they don't really have these cognitive functions that we think that they have. And
For
like
sure.
It's
DJ
really a place.
Academics, if you
It's really
actually look at the video and take emotions out, DJ Academics walked circles around fucking Meek Mills. It was actually it made Meek
Really?
Mill look really petty and like because DJ Academics would make a valid point, even though Academics could be a bitch ass nigga.
Facts.
Academics would make a valid point,
Right.
and then Meek Mill would respond with some street aggressive shit. And it's like, bro,
Yeah.
you're literally talking to a computer nerd that everyone knows is a computer nerd, and he
Yeah.
admits
Right.
himself as a computer
I thought
nerd.
that whole situation was goofy. I thought everyone involved were goofballs when I saw it.
And that's how it's making them look. This is why I'm saying it's literally just a
You guys are
platform
all
for celebrities
goofballs.
to expose themselves.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
celebrities
They
and
do
where
that
like
all the
head ass
time.
niggas can be head ass,
Also,
because
what would you
they're
describe
just
as a head ass nigga?
just dudes that just do shit to impress women. So it's like
Oh,
they'll
clout chasers.
yeah, so they'll make a room talking about, oh, can you be pro-black and date a white girl? And I'm like, most of y'all niggas fuck white bitches more than y'all fuck black women. You was just in this room trying to get black women to come in and be like, oh, look, a bunch of black men that love black women. Like that's
They was
all I see.
patrolling for some melanated cooch.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that was. Like you got guys behind some clever wording. Like, don't worry, guys. We see what
And
game you're playing.
the craziest thing is all the dudes that were in like relationships with white women did more for the black community than these niggas on the app that's talking about, oh, fuck these white bitches. Oh yeah.
How many eyes did Childish Gambino open?
He
Married to a
wasn't in
white
there.
woman.
He
No.
wasn't in there,
I'm
but
just saying. I'm just saying. Him, Jordan Peele. These are guys that are married to Caucasian women, but make it a point while they're getting this big budget white money to share black vision, to share black stories. If you actually pay attention to Childish Gambino, when he films his music videos, there's usually women of color playing his counterpart, which I think is important imagery because he doesn't go out of his way to show. My wife actually brought this up to me. She was like, it's even if the woman that's in his video is not a black woman, he makes it a point as a successful black man to not show that you need to be with a white woman as a status symbol.
right.
So I didn't even view it like that off rip, but that is, after talking with my wife, that's the way she made me look at it. Now, I want to make it a point to play a little bit of One Light music. I want to play some Vino music before we get up out of here. Ty Riggs or anybody on the call, if there's anything that you're actually promoting or anything and you know what, Darrell actually just hopped on, so I don't know if he's working on anything specifically he wants to talk about. He hopped in a little bit late. We try to hop out of this thing by 10 o'clock. So
Terrell, my boy, what's good, bro?
What's going on? Peace and love, family. I actually
peace
got a
and
few
love,
things.
sir.
I got a few things I'm working on. Am I choppy or can y'all hear me? Y'all hear me good?
No, we can hear you.
Yeah, we
can
can
hear
hear
you.
All right, so right now I've been chopping it up with some of my tribes in Capazonca, and we're trying to get a remote learning situation. Most of the information is already there. We actually putting the pieces together where we'll be able to homeschool our own tribesmen, our own children, our own kids, as well as other people who basically just really tired of the educational system as it's being dealt to us today.
Indoctrination system, but continue.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give it, as much as what it's worth. So basically, we'll have a standard where we'll have to meet all the standards of state requirements. So you'll basically have bare minimum the same education that you're getting from public schools, but you'll have people that look like us, talk like us, go over specifics, and it'll be subjects where it's like, no, you got to wait till you get to college and high school to have electives. We'll be doing that with grammar school kids and basically teaching them trades, agriculture, and things that they're going to need in order to go to the next level in society.
I think that's extremely important. I think both trade and agriculture are extremely important because trade, for example, I read a book. I think I told you guys about it briefly last week. It was called The Destruction of Black Civilization. It was written by a guy named Chancellor Williams. And one of the things that he talks about in the book is now, okay, so you're familiar. And one of the things he talked about is how boys and girls learn different. But in addition to boys and girls learning different, children in general learn different based on their different thought processes and things like that. So when they get to about 8 or 9, they separate the boys from the girls and give them mentors that suit their specific characteristics. And then outside of that, they find the guys who are going to be the artists, the guys who are going to be the builders, and they separate those and put them with people who fit their learning style. And I think that that's probably one of the best ways to create a productive, useful fucking society. I don't know, my opinion. Darrell, I don't know exactly what you guys got going on, but that's what it sounds like.
Darrell, that's a dope idea. Props. I see you in the community doing big things, bro. I definitely will give you your props on that. That's dope. Because I had talked about it on multiple times where we need to educate our own people. Teach our own history.
I think Malcolm X has a quote where like only a fool would send his children to learn from his oppressor.
From his oppressor, and then we're learning, all this Greek culture and all this crazy crap, and we never learned about our own, history and our own,
And half that Greek shit is plagiarized from
ancient.
Yeah,
we don't
African
learn about
shit.
Our own pioneers, our own geniuses, our own. We've all had, people that have done great things in the world, and we just don't learn about that. I'm a big history buff, so that's definitely something I definitely feel like that's something great, and I definitely want to, help promote that, Darrell. And if you need, any help with that, I'd help in any way I can, because that's part of the dopest idea I've heard from anyone. That's dope, bro. So I definitely give you props on that. You're doing big things in the community. Keep doing your thing, bro.
I appreciate it.
Oh, and happy belated birthday too, my dude. I seen your birthday just passed.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gratitude. Also,
yeah, he just turned 42.
Hey man, I'm 30, man. I just left my young 20-year-old self. I ain't seen a zero in 10 years, man. So I'm the next one is the 40 ball, man. I gotta run it up this decade.
I didn't even know I was older than you until just now.
So what I was saying is we modeled our curriculum based off these societies. So you got what people call secret societies and other kind of institutions like, the Skull and Bones and all these different places where you got to be accredited. If you're a Mason, you get 1 degree knowledge, 2 degree knowledge, whatever, however it goes. So within our community, we got so many talented people that has so much going on and nobody has no idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to have ceremonial practices like I was talking about in our last video we were doing. Having tradition, having things that you can call your own culture and build up for your own community to the people nearest you, where we'll be giving, accolades, to accommodations to people who are actually taking those next steps towards whatever it is. You got a CDL, we're going to honor you, we're going to get you a badge, brother. You done stepped up and did something out the box. You got your own business, man, we're going to get you a badge, just like if you was in the Boy Scouts. I ain't going to be no touching no kids and no type of weird shit like that, but it's really about giving the proper accommodations for people who are in these fields. And then it's like, if you out of town, or if you in a city and you like, man, I kind of need a quick something done. I need a mechanic. I need this. I need that. We already got people state to state that's your own tribe that you can call first, or they can give you the best recommendation. You know what I'm
So
saying?
it's essentially a nationwide network of people, like-minded people who want to operate in commerce together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Group
That's definitely
economics, and I love it, bro.
respectable. Group economics, and that's something that we continuously preach on this network. And I think that it has to be, even when Darrell's talking about tribes, I think that it has to be something where it's about what's in a person's mind and spirit, and not necessarily whether or not you're a black person, because we see people out here like Jesse Jackson, like Kamala Harris. We see melanated people who fuck us over every day of the week. So I think that it's more so about like-minded people who want to operate outside of this fraudulent system. And Darrell, you could correct me if I'm wrong.
Definitely, man. I mean, I'm still learning myself, man. I'm a student first. I'm a teacher next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can only give somebody knowledge that I've attained myself or try and pass it on, but I'm still learning every day. As well as all the people that I call my tribes, my brothers and sisters, man, we all hit them books every day. We all do research and knowledge in different topics every day and collaborate in different ways. So this, this new economic system that we're trying to build for ourselves as a tribe, it's really mandatory as a man that I feel like if I'm gonna call myself a provider for my family, how am I providing for them? I'm not just talking about, I got a job or I'm hustling or how much money I got. You can hit the lottery and come up on some money. That doesn't necessarily.
Bro, I've been trying to say shit this whole time. My fucking thing was muted. I was trying to congratulate this nigga and everything.
Oh shit! What's good, bro?
What's good, bro? Congratulations, bro. That's a dope ass idea, fool. That shit gonna do a lot for a lot of people.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I respect
So,
that.
Darrell, like I said, we were getting ready to hop off when you hopped in. I just wanted to give you your time. Now we're going to showcase a little bit of music that we have from the few artists that are on here in Ty Riggs. Anytime you hop in, if you ever have some content that you've created, memes you've shared, anything like that you want to make sure that we showcase, we try to fill the back end of the show with that. So right now I'm going to play a track called Keisha that Vino just released. I'm actually going to work up a little IGTV clip for it and throw this up on the Instagram in a couple of days. But for the people who are here now still with us, I want everybody to hear this because I think this man was going crazy as usual. I would share my screen, but there's not really a visual to go with it just because it's in my email. He used the picture. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Belly. Anthony, I'm assuming you haven't, not only because you're Caucasian, but also because you're 18.
Oh my God.
Belly.
What's it called?
It's called Keisha.
No,
about
no,
the
the
movie.
movie.
Yeah, the movie.
Belly?
Nah,
Yeah,
that's
the name of the movie is Belly. It's Nas. Nas,
Oh.
DMX. Fucking, I'm about to
I want to
just
watch it
Method
now.
Man.
Check it out. It's hot.
Thanks for putting me
no,
on. Yeah, for sure.
it's a
you
fucking
gotta
hood
go watch
classic
that,
without a
young bro.
doubt.
For sure, for sure.
Without a doubt, it's a hood classic. I'm gonna go ahead and screen share my screen so you can see just the person that he chose. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this real quick. Actually,
Keisha.
She was so fine, boy. She's still fine.
side note, YouTube, we don't own the rights to this music. We are not claiming ownership of this music. This is for fair use. The artist, Vino the Terrible, is actually on with us right now. We're doing a review and reaction to his music, YouTube. So don't fucking pull us down or demonetize us, even though you're going to demonetize us no matter what. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. Anthony, your statements on the Federal Reserve probably popped us, but I'm sure half of my statements popped us even before that.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to go ahead and play this track, Keisha by Vino the Terrible. What happened there?
Copyright strikes, man. Can't just play my shit, son.
I have no idea what happened there. It definitely just stopped at a fucking nowhere. You guys see the player right here?
Hey, download it before you play it. It's the internet.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. So in the meantime, while that downloads, Vino,
It should take
go...
2 seconds. Wait, what? Why is it that? That's a weird emblem.
Yeah, that did pop up weird. Yeah, that's weird. It's popping up like an image. It won't. Let's see if media player will let me play it.
That's crazy as hell.
What is it? M4A file?
The selected file has an extension that is not recognized by blah blah blah. Do you want player to try to play this content?
Hey, bet. I love Gibbo.
Kill this shit. It's cracking this shit. I don't want no faces. Yeah. She call us official. We smoke a blunt for we panning day. She left that dog on my door, so I chained her. We might just fucking record it and scan it. Tape, pull it, no Pornhub and get us some fancy day. Her name is Keisha. No belly, I look like a pounder. She love what she tell me. That pussy is mine and I love what she tell me. I give her the signal, she come when she ready, she gone. She know why I'm keeping my pistol and drugs at. Yeah, she know she in deep with a monster, she love that. If I kill a nigga, she help the body and cover it up where the shrubs at. I tell her to jump in that mask and get on your ass, she gon' hear and be rubbed at. Please do not fuck with us, we don't trust company. Peoples come hunt me, then she gon' run with me, holding this back to her face when she under me. Know of my life in her hands, she won't fumble me. Told her to hold my shit down if they come for me. I'm trying to get it so we can eat comfortably. I gotta chase it if they gotta run from me.
I gotta taste it if they gotta run from me.
This year, and I don't want no features. Yeah, it's cracking this year, they got me a caper. Yeah, it's busting this year, I just got a new heater. Come when I need it, she call herself Keisha.
Call herself Keisha.
I'm rapping this year and I don't want no features. Yeah, it's cracking this year and I got me a caper. Yeah, it's busting this year, I just got a new heater. She come when I need it, she call herself Keisha.
Call herself Keisha.
Was a preview of
That's hard as fuck.
Vino's latest track. That shit does go hard. Anthony, last week we played a couple of snippets of a couple of Vino tracks. So right now I'm gonna give you two different snippets from the One Light page. I got the One Light page.
Hey, you should let me screen share. I got something ready.
Let me see where you at. More.
Man, I know you say you didn't want no features, but shit, man. I feel like we gotta work. At least let me get a beat.
Man, bro.
Anthony, I just made you a co-host, so you should have the ability to screen share.
For sure. All right, bet. Screen share. All right, I gotta do screen and sound. All right, bet.
Yeah, you gotta do screen and sound.
Can you see it and hear it?
I can see it. I don't know if we can hear it yet.
All right. I produced this song, and couple Prophet is on this, and this new guy that we met, Dope, is on this, and he's dope. All right, play.
Let's get it.
Man, it's giving me the same problem. I'm gonna download it real quick. Yeah, no, this song's pretty dope.
You guys want anything
it was
to
all
play
freestyle, by the way, too.
While we wait, I don't know how long it's gonna take.
It's about to play right now.
All right, cool.
No, it's right now. Yeah.
Let's rock.
Yeah.
I gotta watch this episode. I missed all the good material, man.
Yeah, go back. We started at 7:30, so definitely check that out. Here it is.
That's why if we have a problem, it's gonna be me or your mama. Tell me that boy you don't wanna. We gonna be seeing the doctor. And that's why if we have a problem, it's gonna be me or it be your mama. Someone go save all the kids. Someone go save all the children. They see me cause I am spazzing. They see me cause I am brilliant. Giving that shit from my soul. I've been tripping in my mode. I've been trying to get the code. I've been trying to get the soul. I've been trying to get it fly, yeah. I've been getting in my mind, yeah. Shorty tripping all the time, yeah. I've been trying to get it vibe, yeah. Problem. We have a problem and we gonna solve it. We have a problem and we get a gun and we cock it and blah 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 that.
I actually like that.
Hey, this shit lit.
hard.
This shit lit.
I say, if we have a problem, it's gonna be me, or it be your mama. If we got a problem, we got it. You know we don't need to solve it.
This
They
prophet.
be waiting like a lobby. No, this rat shit ain't no hobby. Don't know what's been cracking. I'm fly like a dragon. I get the magic Aladdin. I got these blunts and I just keep on passing. She wanna tell me I move too erratic. She wanna tell me she don't like my habits. She wanna tell me I'm gonna go past it. I feel like a savage. I know that I have it. We on. Finna take it to the tomb. Finna take it to the room. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke. I'ma send my blessings straight to the womb. You know how we fucking do. Every day I just consume. Speaking on my own truth. You know how we fucking do. I see you.
This next
I see
verse
right
is this
through.
guy dope, man, and this is one of the hardest verses I've heard in a minute.
Don't know what he knew. Don't know what he knew, I don't know what he heard. We leave a nigga ass dead on the curb. If he want the issue, yeah, then his family gon' miss you, yeah. Wipe his ass like a tissue, wait, wipe his nose like a tissue, ayy. Bitch, I move with the cape, yeah. Shoot your ass in your face, yeah. You want that smoke, bitch? Get stopped like a roach, bitch, yeah. That's on my bro, bitch, ayy. I ain't never been a hoe, bitch, ayy. You niggas is hoe, bitches, ayy. Hit them with holy stitches. We don't get no fucks, ayy. We shoot his block up, ayy. That nigga get shot up for so. Talking about shit on the beat, ayy. That nigga think shit get sweet, nah, for sure. He want the issue, yeah, he want the smoke. We pulling up with them clocks with the scopes. We pulling up with them beams, nigga. We pulling up with them things, nigga. Do you know what the fuck I mean, nigga? Yeah, we got them choppers for show. We shoot them llamas for show. We killing this mama for show. That's if he want the smoke. Do you want the smoke? Nigga, let me know. Yeah. All of my niggas is real. My niggas be too official. All of my niggas got killed. Tell me, nigga, do you want your fucking issue?
I don't know why y'all on dirt with niggas' mamas, but this shit hard.
Tell me that boy you don't want her. She gon' be seeing a doctor. I don't be screaming any louder. She want me louder and louder. Shout out to Water, he got it. Shout out to me, I'ma solve it.
That sounds a little bit Wayne influence there on the back end of that right there. I don't know if that's what that was, but it definitely sounded like 2015, like it had a little bit of a Wayne at the bottom of his lean cup feel to
Maybe,
it.
man.
Like,
I don't know.
I know you don't know because he was like 4 years old.
Yeah, we
That
freestyled
shit's
that whole
hard,
thing.
bro, especially if that shit was freestyled. So that one was produced by you. Let's get a track produced by Prophet that got you on it, and then after that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up for this week, guys. But also, while Anthony pulls that up, go and check out our latest episode, guys. Top 7 in the world with Troy Trouble Jones, a number 7 kickboxer in the world. This man's a fucking real life, right now, modern day gladiator. This motherfucker's just a warrior, and we have a real dope conversation. Real cool guy. Can't wait till we actually can have him in the studio. It was a real dope podcast. So, Anthony, what you want to play? Or I'm on the One Light Records YouTube page if you want me to do it.
This one right here. I ain't never played this for nobody yet, but we gonna see how it is.
All right, well, it's debuting on Mogul Minds Network right now.
We gon' climb the mountaintop. We gon' climb the mountaintop. We gon' make it to the top. We the ones to make it pop. All the blicks know all the top. I'm the one, I got the time. All they like, they know it's mine. We gon' climb and we gon' climb. We gon' climb and we gon' climb. come out the mouth. Yeah, I got him out, got him on it out. All these blicks, all the guns making motherfucking funds. All these people know they gotta run. All these people know that I go fucking dumb.
That was also a freestyle. I haven't played that one in a minute.
Hey, that shit was hard, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, right here, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Hard music. While my boy Los, he's watching. He's been commenting, so I just want to shout out my boy Los. He's a friend of the network. I know Isaiah, you know him, and shit. I know. Gucci,
is he in?
Yeah, he's been sending me snaps and shit of him watching our live stream.
Oh,
so
he's watching the stream on YouTube.
Yep, I want to shout Los out. You know, thanks.
That's what up, Los. Los Par, what's the word, sir?
Par, I told you got to come through for a session, my boy. He been sending me all day. We got to get you back in the gym, my boy. We gonna get you right.
All right, so before we go ahead and get out of here, guys, again, you just listened to some exclusive drops from some Chicago natives. We got Vino the Terrible. We got Spicasso of One Light Records. We got Producer Profit of One Light Records. These guys are putting in work, and they need you guys' support. So go and find them. Everybody, Vino, you start. You guys, tell them where to find you guys. Tell them where they can check out your music. Tell them where they can find the creatives behind the art that they just heard.
For sure, man.
I still got Profit beats I gotta do, don't I? Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely got some shit that you was definitely supposed to record in here, but due to COVID and all this other goofy ass shit, people moving around, we can't do that. But we can, the internet exists. We can make it happen.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. I'm definitely gonna put it together.
I got some other projects too, man. I gotta put you up on Izzy, man. I'll tell you later though, man. I'm gonna let y'all wrap it up. I know y'all trying to get out of here. Sorry I was late, man. I'll catch y'all next week though, for sure.
Most definitely link with me on that, sir.
This is where y'all can find One Light Records. It's literally just One Light Records, the number. On Instagram, this is where we be posting most of the content.
I was actually rocking my One Light hoodie yesterday, and fucking, I'm not wearing it now, so people can't see it. But I'm, Scarecrow Swish. But maybe at one point we could put the One Light Records joints or a link to the One Light Record hoodies on the Mogul Minds website, so it could take people straight to the One Light website.
Thanks. All right. Yeah, that would be definitely appreciated. There's a video of us making the hoodies right there.
And Vino, while he's on Instagram, why don't you tell the people, or if Instagram may not even be the place, why don't you tell the people where to find you? I gotta take a super quick piss again, guys. That's what happens when you break the seal.
Instagram, my Instagram name is Vince_Terrible. My YouTube name is Vince Terrible Official. And yeah, man. Follow me on both them joints.
And fuck with me, man. I wasn't even following you. Shit. I got you.
Got some shit.
For sure.
Hey, nah, but I just recently went through like a cleanup of my page. So if I'm not following y'all no more, I will follow y'all back. I just had to,
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of get my numbers back up. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna follow everybody back. Don't worry about it. I ain't on no bullshit. I was just trying to, clean my shit up a little bit.
For sure. All right, this is where you find them. Get them.
All right. Shit, it's my turn. Okay. It's my turn. My Instagram, Ty Riggs, y'all. TYRIGGYALL. I'm mostly a main page now since ain't no stages to be going up on. I be bullshitting on Instagram, but follow my video game page on Facebook. It's Your Mama's Fave, and yeah, also Twitch. I be on all that.
Your Mama's Fave.
My man's Facebook name. Your Mama's Fave.
I don't have Facebook. They banned me, so I can't.
Damn.
His Facebook name is actually from one of my favorite movies of all time that is just slept on, and my wife hated on it when I showed it to her. Demolition Man. His Facebook name is actually Simon Phoenix. Which I feel like is Wesley Snipes' coldest fucking character ever, because that motherfucker was like that. It's neck and neck with Blade. We can't forget Blade, but it's neck and neck with Blade. Simon Phoenix was just a savage with a blonde mohawk, and to see a dark-skinned nigga with a blonde mohawk just whoop ass and take over a city is phenomenal. I don't give a shit what nobody says.
especially back then.
Especially back then. And Wesley Snipes is the darkest of the dark.
Yeah.
He midnight with a blonde fucking mohawk. But guys, everybody told you where to find them. As always, join the conversation. Let us know what you guys think. If you guys like what we talked about today or had differing opinions, make sure you join next week. We're always going to make sure to promote it on the Mogul Minds Instagram, on the Mogul Minds Facebook. They actually just finally took us off of ban list on Facebook. So the Mogul Minds Network page is actually allowed to grow again for the first time in over a year, all because I made a little joke about Juicy Smouye. We made a meme called the Hate Crime Starter Pack when he was telling his lies about being accosted by Trump supporters in -17-degree weather. We made a little meme. They banned us for a year. I couldn't invite nobody to like the page.
I don't think I ever heard a lie stupid as that. That was the
That shit was so goddamn goofy. I was furious. Like, who the fuck believes this?
2 a.m. negative 20 degrees.
-20 degrees, and this rich ass nigga didn't have nobody to send to Subway.
Who wants Subway anyway?
Come on, bro. You didn't.
That's
have
how I
nobody
knew
to
it was
send to
bullshit.
Subway?
That's how I
Exactly.
knew it was bullshit. It
That's
was
how everybody. Dave Chappelle said it best. Black people stayed quiet because we knew he was clearly lying. So
Right,
we stayed
exactly.
quiet, and then he came out talking all that shit about. You know, he went on stage at a concert and literally said he was the gay Tupac.
I heard that.
He literally said that
I
shit.
definitely heard him say that.
I thought people were lying when they said that he said that, and I went to find it for myself, and he really did say that. And for the first time in my life, I wanted a black man to go to jail. When I heard him say that, like, this nigga needs to go to get the fuck rid of this nigga now, immediately.
You wanted to censor him?
I wanted to be Jack Dorsey and Mark Zuckerberg in that moment right there. I wanted to censor the shit out of him. I was on some straight communism shit.
I feel you.
But
you know, just realize
in the background, check out our merch. You know, the best way to support us. You know,
not just our merch, but also comment, like, share, subscribe on all social media platforms and all streaming services. We're on Stitcher, we're on Apple, we're on fucking Spotify.
I got my merch on right now.
It's fucking dope. I got my
Represent,
merch
son.
on. Henry got his shit on. Ty Riggs probably don't even know where the fuck his shirt is. Ty Riggs, I don't even know if you got a shirt that day you came because there was so many people.
I had one of those manga shirts, but I ain't have nothing else.
Oh, okay. Well, Ty Riggs, we're gonna make sure to make you a shirt next time you're in the fucking building. And
got to.
Bet I gotta work with Prophet again. I made one song with him, and I never came back.
That was fire,
you were
man.
supposed
That
to
was
be
fire.
working on that R&B mixtape. What happened, Ty Riggs?
Life happened. My life is
You knew it,
always
Prophet,
on
in case
shit,
you
man.
know.
My license was suspended for a minute. My goddamn, I'm on the boot list, all that. So I had to hide for a minute.
Those things
Bro,
aren't
I've
real.
been on the boot list for like 12 years, bro. And I had my license for 5 years, but I got it back this year because Illinois passed a law saying it's illegal to suspend your license based off strictly parking tickets. That was like 12 grand in
Exactly.
strictly parking tickets. But that's why I feel like fuck these dudes. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck?
Oh God.
Yeah,
All of them and everybody who looks like them.
Because I owe back child support. So it's like people be like, why are you so mad? Because fuck them.
Right, because they fucking you. That's
They
exactly
fucking me. I'm just calling it how it is. You know,
Right.
I don't feel free.
Luis, the last live stream of the month, we're gonna make a Scarecrow's Wish live stream. So Anthony, obviously, you probably gonna want to be on that. Scarecrow's Wish is our conspiracy facts podcast. Vino, I don't know if you're interested. Ty Riggs, I know you tend to stick away from that.
No, hold on. Wait. Pause real quick.
Yes, sir.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting to get back to that since the last time you talking about some.
It's too late on this
listen,
one.
bro. Listen, bro. I'm one of the most open-minded, conspiracy-thinking motherfuckers on the planet fucking Earth.
Okay.
How the hell you don't think I can be involved in that?
Wait, ain't you the one with who girlfriend is flat Earth?
Yeah, his girl is a flat earther.
Yeah.
But that, I wouldn't even say that's conspiratorial. That's scientific. But that's a whole different conversation for a different time.
I think your mind is not ready for this. Boy, who the hell you talking to? My mind ready for all kind of shit.
No, I just don't know if I just don't know if that's the route that you want to hop in on. But the last live stream of the month, we're going over all the conspiracy theories and facts that are relevant to us in the current day and time. And I was just letting Luis know because Luis, it's very rare that we get an appearance from our designated Mexican on the network. So I need to let him know right now on the live stream so he don't have excuses for why he don't hop in 2 weeks.
I gotta drop a little one right now because one of the guys, John Sullivan, who was arrested, his dad is actually Air Force Major General Kevin J. Sullivan. He is an adopted son, and his dad was involved with some nuclear issues back in the day. And essentially, his son was arrested for the insurrection, and he dressed up as a Trump supporter, but he's really not.
Take it easy, Tyrix.
Hi, see y'all.
Later, Ty.
So, Luis, you're talking more so about the insurrection. We're gonna delve deeper into that. We'll get
We'll
all
touch
into
base
the
on that. This just dropped.
We'll get all into the specifics of that. For those of you guys who are familiar with the podcast, if you want to hear more about some of the stage acts that have been going on lately, some of the stuff we're seeing in the news, and you want to hear an alternative perspective to it, one of the guests of the network just actually went live earlier today on an interview he did. His name's Aseer the Duke of Tears, Aseer the Duke, Duke of Tears, Tiers. Go and check out that episode. The man drops nothing but gems. That's the reason that there's thousands of views on his videos on our page. There's a reason that people are drawn to this man. The information that he comes with, the overwhelming majority of it, if you ask, he'll give you ways to verify it. He is dropping gems today. He has some really interesting theories about how this shit's all going to play out. I don't know if any of you guys know this. While we're just ending on this note, the last legal and lawful Congress actually adjourned in late 1800s, and since then we have been operating under the fictional corporation, the fictional entity that is the United States, that has nothing to do with the republic, which we are. That's a different conversation for a different time. And if you guys are interested in that, the last live stream we do of every month is going to be a Scarecrow's Wish. It's going to be a conspiracy facts live stream. And we're always going to make sure to touch on different topics. And I have an entire list of topics. We might have to fuck around and start with Operation Mockingbird just to let people know how they're being lied to. But I very much appreciate everybody who hopped on this podcast today, everybody who hopped on the stream. I can't wait until we do this again next week. This was dope. I don't know. I think we're growing into something here, guys. Dan, I don't know if we should start fucking throwing these up, but Dan, I might need you to start ripping these live streams, and we might just have to start throwing these up on some Throwback Thursday shit.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, that would be dope.
So Dan, that might be the move. You might just have to start downloading these and throwing these bitches up as raw as fucking they are, and just let them rock how they rock. For anybody who has any ideas, anybody who wants to collab, anybody who has somebody who they think we should interview, reach out to us. You can go to the mogulminds.net, hit the About Us section, link with us. If you heard any music from these artists today that you want to link with them and politic with them or parlay with them, definitely reach out to them. They already told you where to find them. And if you missed all that, go to the About Us section in the Mogul Minds page, email us, and we will get you in contact with them. This has been Mogul Minds live stream weekly review 2. Next week, Thursday, 7:30 Central. Hop in. Let's rock, people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all, man. Good
All right, everybody.
For real. Later, y'all.
Much
Y'all
appreciated.
Be safe, everybody.
Be safe. Much love. This was great. You guys are great. And this is where we end, guys.